place so I placed the order on Seamless, right?
You captured Zone B.
And no, I don't think so. I mean, did it? I have no idea. Oh, okay. Well, maybe possible.
Opponent claimed Zone A. Zone C captured.
Not
You have
always
the
actually.
advantage. Press on.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, hey, by the way, if you delivered this, hope you enjoyed it. Mhm. So the craziest thing just happened. I placed the order, and then like 2 minutes later, I get a phone call.
Zone B lost.
Phone call goes like this: Jessica. I'm like, yes. You've been placing this order a lot. You get an omelet with bacon in it
Zone
on the
A captured.
inside and
Zone
on the
advantage
outside.
is yours.
I'm like,
You
yes.
captured Zone B. Everything is yours. Relish this
Well,
time. Zone
I want you to
advantage is
know
yours.
I've been just giving you the bacon for free. And I just got in trouble for it. So I can't keep doing that anymore.
3 minutes
And I'm
remaining.
just
Keep the
like,
pressure and you have them.
oh, me neither.
The flames have gone cold.
This
Good.
was crazy. I had no idea this was happening. But I don't know this person. He just called me and told me that. uh, it's the same person that does the order every time. And then he goes, if you want to keep getting this order, can you just like order a regular bacon and then just order a regular omelet and then order a side of bacon? And that way, I'm always here. I know what to do. I'm like, okay. Well, I think you can still get the big fat Greek cheeks. The point is, basically, they were calling because I've been ordering the same thing a lot with the same exact specifications, and they know that gets the same person that handles it every time, apparently. And that person had been getting in trouble because they had not been charging me for the extra bacon. So they called to tell me that and to ask me to do it a different way so they would stop getting in trouble. I just thought that was an interesting tale you might want to hear. Me neither.
I feel kind of bad for underestimating their microcosm.
They are so that I feel like I need to like tip them extra next time
You had no
just
idea there was an
because
entire ecosystem you were disrupting by
I
just going all
didn't,
willy
yeah,
nilly
I
with
didn't
certain orders.
realize with the bacon. Yeah, I didn't know. I figured if they had to charge me extra, they just did. I never thought about it until now. I just
Whose
thought that was
fighting spirit
interesting.
will survive the day? Show me.
Thought you might find it funny.
Yeah.
Did you have a nice nap?
No, not really. No, not really. I think hunger woke me up.
No?
No, I'm anxious.
Wow, did you eat a lot at
Opponent
all today?
claims Zone C.
Boop. I'm kind of disappointed that nobody's
You're
dead.
anxious
Opponent
about
claims
I'm
eating?
trying to
Zone
capture
B.
the zone
Zone
at
A
the
captured.
moment, but I woke up because I was hungry. Yes, I guess.
Mm,
Oh no, nobody wanted this base after all.
Well,
Okay. Okay. Oh, but we got Zone A. Yep. Zone A.
We're taking
AKA
Zone
zone
D
for
right now.
chumps.
Zone advantage is yours.
I mean, yeah, Zone C. What? That's Zone for chumps.
Yeah, it is. It's got 2 entrances.
Zones of cheeks.
It's got 2 entrances. 1 in, 1 out. Not the most remarkable base. Taking most forms of these damn cretins out.
Zone C
With regular
lost.
buns and regular bullets. And proximity knives that explode on impact.
Vegan.
Because proximity knives. Because proximity knives, that's why. Because why not proximity knives? If you can throw proximity knives, wouldn't you throw proximity knives? That's what I'd do. I would throw proximity knives if I could throw proximity knives. I had the option to throw them. Throw them shits all day. Whoa, hello. That was cool because that dodge. Whoa!
Zone B captured. 2 zones
Why?
are yours.
Why? The explosion from my own explosion.
Yeah, I don't need to go over
knife-
there.
The explosion from my own exploding knife killed me, so. I feel like it's going to be a metaphor for tonight's
Wow, that
games.
sucks.
It's going to be it in a nutshell. I don't know what's on the rundown tonight, but there better be something about lies. Because that's the most that's the
there
most
was something
unironically
on
named
there.
quest I've ever
Lost.
seen Bungie put out. Unironically named quest. Wow. Because that quest really is a lie, because it's not a quest. It's not a quest. It's not a quest at all. It's literally
not a
the
quest.
lie.
Oh, okay.
It's literally a lie. Oh, this is what Bungie was waiting for?
Zone B
Bungie didn't know whether or
Wow.
not to put out
Advantage is
this
yours.
community Seraph Tower thermometer.
Zone A lost.
Like Rasputin's having a GoFundMe.
That
We
shut them
were supposed to
down.
contribute to Rasputin's
Maybe.
GoFundMe collectively for the next 3 weeks. Because those timers are not moving. Okay, last night all 3 of them were at like 1%. I checked them earlier today. It's like, oh, it's still 1%. Fantastic. I wonder what 2% means. Fuck me. Are you serious? They really did it.
Zone B lost.
These people are on their bullshit like Dennis Rodman.
I feel like we should be doing a whole lot better.
Why?
Zone B captured.
I don't know.
Zone
I feel like I've been
advantage is
murdering
yours.
people.
Ain't the
Left
Don't
and
you need
right.
that zone advantage though? You got that zone advantage? But do you got that zone advantage though? I'm just saying, like if you don't got that zone advantage, you can't claim to know how to plant Idge. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna stick with that. That's gonna be my officiated statement. Live from the trenches. Oh my god, they're
Zone B
throwing
lost.
shit again.
Be wary. Your opponent's
Is that a
lead has
Jotun?
grown.
Are they all using Jotun? Do they have to all be using Jotuns? Why did I see someone die from a
I've
Jotun?
not- haven't seen any Jotuns yet. Knock on wood.
There we go. Suppressive fire. I love suppressive fire. There we go. Did he really do blade barrage to somebody standing in a corner? That's so shitty. Like,
That shut
do you
them
use
down.
entire books to swap mosquitoes too? As long as we're running on this level of productivity? Oh god, it's a Nova Bomb! You know,
Uh-oh.
harbinger of death. It's a yellow bomb. I don't know why. Talking about, oh,
5
Titans
minutes
have a
remaining.
one-hit kill button. Yeah, so do Warlocks. It's called Nova Bomb. It's called hold the bumpers and pray for dear life. Okay, your gun sucks, whatever it is. 'Cause this is spare rations at a distance, bruv. How you messing up like this? How you doing this? Is he alive? The guy die? Okay, good. This is so weird, intense, for the wrong reasons.
You captured Zone B.
Oh no, they're
Zone
getting Zone A.
advantage is yours.
Free Zone A. Like Meek Mill.
No,
Okay, well, that was a failure.
I'm gonna.
A bit of a failure there. I'll kill him on the next pass. Boop, boop. Okay, that's 2 shots to his ankle
Oh,
and
man.
maybe 1 more to his foot, and we'll be good. I want you to know I earned that kill. That was not cheap at all. I earned that. I earned every bit of that. Thank you. I really did, though. Like, I chased him from Zone A all the way into Zone B just to secure that bag, as the mobsters say.
There's
Had to
always
secure,
a way forward.
as the rappers say, I had to
Zone
secure that
B
bag,
lost. Zone C captured.
Hey, guys.
Zone
Can you
advantage
get off my
Secure that
base,
bag.
please? Stop being assholes. Get off my base. Can you not? Can you tell them not? They're all sitting in Zone B, waiting to die in
Okay.
the kill box.
They should
Well, I
not.
mean, they love that kill box, though. You know, what can I say?
That's
Some people,
2. All of
some
you
people
together,
are the fish,
like
and
iron
some levels
dogs.
are the barrel. So saith the great circle of life. Did somebody get that, dude? Okay, but
Zone
thank
B
you.
captured. You have the advantage. Press
I
on.
think he's done.
I don't know. I saw a bit of red floating away on my radar and said, "Really? He got away? Y'all let him get away?"
Zone C lost.
I'm gonna start using La Monarch if they're gonna keep clustering up. Like, all right, that's it. I'm tired of this. I was trying to have me a moment, where I whip out the heir apparent, like some overcompensating, you know.
3 minutes.
Oh, you
but,
should.
The downside is
Like
that
some overcompensating.
yeah,
son of a
the
gun.
only thing that sucks is that, you know, I can't exactly. I mean, I can't believe that worked out the way it did. Well, no, I can't equip something like La Monarch, which is something that'd be really useful since this team, they seem to like really just bunching up together for some reason. They just like communally bunching up, and La Monarch makes poison clouds. I mean, that wasn't smart of you at all. Why are you so stupid? The hard light's not that good. Don't be dumb. Like, do whatever you want. Just don't be dumb. Don't be dumb about it. Uh-oh, Battle of the Archers. Battle of the Archers.
What was he doing?
Well, this guy here was failing an arrow fight, so he decided to bail out. But, this guy was just poking his head over some cover, and I'm like, okay, well, what are you gonna do with this opportunity, son? He said, nothing. I'm gonna stand here. And I said, well, okay. I'll just give you another arrow then. Here you go. And he caught it with his forehead. Surprisingly enough, it was a pretty nifty trick. I've never.
Yeah, we really were not up in those zones.
Well,
Looking at you, the Aussie boy.
well,
Up with those 0 captures. You realize this is not Clash, right?
I spent. Okay, listen. I spent more time defending captures than capturing captures. Like, I would clear out an entire flag, and then right when I went to capture it, somebody from the other team would come and kill me. Like, after I already fought like 3 people. So, I don't know what was happening on the East Side Crab division, but you know, we were trying to put in what the children call that work.
That work.
I almost dropped my VR headset. Yes, we were trying to put in that work, as the children say, but clearly
I see.
our backs were not as had as we assumed. It's okay though. The streets is listening. Okay. But don't let this fool you. Don't let this fool you. Get distracted from the fact that Expert Famous Live number 141 is underway, and we are fully in Apocalypse Dorito Redux. Significant changes. You know, we didn't know what to make of the map at first, but as it turns out, there's a lot of
We
space
didn't.
for Doritos. If you are really into Cooler Ranch or any of the other exciting flavors that they offer, you're not, because Mooksman says you're not prepared. Apparently, this flavor of Dorito is more
That's
than any that have come before it.
that sounds crazy to me. But yeah, apparently this is goes even beyond the whole Doritos for women
Wait, it does?
business.
You mean Doritos for black people?
Apparently. Doritos for black people? What are those?
Oh yeah, I don't know what black people are actually. Yeah, you're right. Doritos for dark.
Not what black
Doritos
people
for
are.
darknesses.
What?
No, no, no. It's okay. It's okay. You know, sometimes I ask myself that question too. I wake up in the morning and look out my window and I say, man, God, what are black people? I have yet to get an answer, but don't worry, I'm gonna do it every morning. And so,
You need to go to the tower.
I don't.
I have not been
I
to
don't
Mars
need
yet.
to, but you should definitely get down on this fib.
On the lie? Okay. I'm gonna get down on the lie. Lie.
I mean, I'm surprised you didn't do that before I came in.
No, I wasn't sure if there was like a cool thing.
Did I show you something cool last night?
I don't know.
Did I talk
I was
about?
trying to like hold out and
Did I spoil anything for you? Well,
no. Okay, I'm gonna go down.
I'm looking at Mercury from here.
Gonna go down to.
What am I doing? What are you looking at? This is Nessus? Yeah, good luck, Nessus. Good luck, Nessus. Coming for him. Yeah, coming for you. You think you're 70% converted now. Wait till you get that instant 100%. So the the blackness levels are increasing. We can't stop it. It just won't stop going up. Blackness level 100. Blackness level 200. 300 level blackness. Oh my god, they just took out your anus. Private, get off Pornhub. Serious.
The entire anus? How
Private,
deep did it go?
Stop browsing Pornhub. We have Doritos to stop. Oh, sorry. Well, but you know, I don't know. You know, have you looked up into the sky and the tower? I didn't see anything.
I didn't see anything either.
I mean, I'm convinced that the traveler's in the way. And that the Almighty's trajectory is going to send it hurtling directly into the traveler. But, instead of what we would... What in God's name is that ungodly noise?
Sorry.
Uh-huh.
This is quite keep crunching.
Uh-huh, quiet.
I grabbed a small snack.
What are they? Oh. But, I think, personally, it's gonna hit the traveler. And instead of do what, you know, anyone would assume it would do and just, like, peel through that thing like a ginsu knife through an onion, it's gonna bounce up, like, some debris. It's gonna, like, bounce off the traveler instead and ricochet into the tower. And that's where the damage comes from. Because, I mean, the traveler is really big in the skybox. It's really... Can't really see past it. Like, what if we moved the traveler over just slightly? Like, would the Almighty be, like, really close? We just couldn't see it this whole time because the traveler was just, like, squatting. Maybe. Hey, man, wake me up in the next Red War. Yeah, wake me up in the next 4 years from now, just wake me up. Oh, okay. Thanks, Travis. Travis Scott. Word of deity. Exactly what it would do. It would sit there for years. Like every 4 years, it would do something like incredible, and then go back to sleep. Sounds about like Travis Scott's career trajectory. So we're gonna nickname this entity Traveler Scott. That's my final word.
Okay.
Let's
See what it says.
I didn't say a word.
It says. No. Oh, I heard you. I was actually, my mic was turned off because I didn't want to chomp in your ear. But what do you mean Travis Scott only does one thing?
On my own and then talk to myself. Okay. What? Bad. No, I was just whatever. I don't even remember. I
Travis
don't
Scott?
remember. It was a joke about something.
Yeah, it was a joke about the Traveler and how it only does one amazing thing every 4 years, just like Travis Scott.
No,
No.
no, I can't repeat it. Sometimes I say stuff that's off the cuff, and yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So, what's Anna Bray saying?
It says Rasputin
Time is not on
Rising.
our side, Guardian.
Anna nods in recognition of successful integrations into Rasputin's system. She turns to
I
acknowledge
really
you.
believe Rasputin can do some
This is
good.
incredible!
We
We
just
had
need to
expected
trust
a
him,
few hiccups, if I'm
and
honest.
then he'll trust
Anna
us.
gives a slightly uneasy chuckle. Integrating so many systems at once leaves potential for fragmentation. But each bunker connection reads like we've been rebuilding old neurons scrubbed from his brain. Like he's remembering. She pauses for a moment in consideration. You know, before Zavala came to us about the Almighty, we were skipping
Time
around
is
the
not on our
system.
side, Guardian.
She gives you a quick, wary look
Make sure
before
your clips are
continuing.
full. There are
Chasing
a lot
leads.
of thrall head this
Run
way.
into a lot of locked doors. These connections are gonna change all that.
Glad you're here,
I made my
Guardian.
travel records available to the
Rasputin and I
Vanguard.
can't do this
Most of
alone.
them. Anna noticed you about to speak and gives you a knowing look. Big Red and I have found out something we might need your help with. But now's not the time. Giant kamikaze spaceship first.
You have any
Anna
updates?
Saggage later, yeah? Okay. Alright. Ah! DLive! As you approach,
Rasputin logged a
Anna frowns in
substantial
slight
amount of
confusion
Guardian
as she
traffic
listens
at
to a few
key
lines of
points
Romine
around
code
the
echoing
week.
from a nearby console.
The strange part is,
Rasputin's asking you
not a
for
lot
a
of
favor,
codes were
she
found.
translates. It's a little strange. Are you feeling up for some field duty? He says he wants to get to know you better. Okay. Anna needs your
If I
help.
missed something, let me
Band
know.
together with your fellow guardians to compete Star event across the EDZ, and Io, and the moon. Aw, come on. So basically, they just want us to do tower events.
I don't know. What does it say?
I mean, that's basically what it says. Let's see. What does the quest say? The quest says,
Engage with the content of the season, you heathen. There's only a month left. Stop
Glad you're
slacking.
here, Guardian. Rasputin and I can't do this alone.
In so many words.
Rasputin wants a closer
Definitely
look
seen
at how
better days.
Guardians work. Help them set up a network of
Rasputin
defenses.
can help us.
Complete
It just
public
needs time.
events as a community on 3 destinations. EDZ, Moon, and Io. Okay. So basically just do the public events, basically. Is the quest. Why is it called DLive?
Because the lie was thinking
Is
that
it because
the
it's
lie
a
was thinking that you
lie?
could really get through this entire season without touching the main crux of it. That's the real lie that y'all are telling yourselves. I don't need more mine mods. I don't need that stuff. Who needs that stuff? I don't want to do public events.
Alright.
I don't want to shoot enemies and throw things in this place, as opposed to all of the other areas in the game where you shoot enemies and throw things places. They'll all sound ridiculous.
Alright.
You had done it when it came out, you
Okay.
creatures. You wouldn't. You looking at the season pass going, what? I don't want to do this. It's like, well, what are you going to do instead? Fuck.
I don't know. Iron Banner?
Oh yeah, the Iron Banner? You mean the Iron Banner that you already earned everything from in its first iteration? We are now on the third? Yes, let's play Iron Banner again. Anything but the main activity of the season. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all are some heathens.
Alright, so you wanna wanna go do some of those fun public events?
I mean, one of us needs it, and it ain't me. It depends on what you want to do, hon. It depends on what you want to do. I have nothing to do.
What?
Except, I don't know, help other people out.
You
I have nothing to do except help other people out with bunkers. I mean, so if you wanted to do some bunkers, I mean,
Well, I
can do
do
whatever.
still need some help.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you people sleep at night with not unlocked bunkers, but
I don't know how I sleep at night either. But okay. Um. Um. All right. I guess. I should. Let's see. What's the bunker this week? Is it the moon or is it DEDZ? Like the bunker that you get the maximum stuff for. Is
Fucking
it
no.
moon?
It's on the map, you heathen.
All right. All right.
It's on the map, you crazy person.
Yay.
Just look on the map. Ah!
Fine. Let's see.
Yes, it's on the Eads. It's on the Eads this week.
Okay, it's the EDZ. Let's head over
We have
there.
to go to the land of Trost.
The land of trust. Well,
What
all right.
happened?
So
Are you not having fun
apparently,
playing this game? You seem very quiet tonight.
no.
What's going on with you? And you having a troubled
Well-
relationship with Destiny right now? How are you feeling as a guardian in the tail end of Season of the Worthy? Season of the Worthy. Oof. I'm still trying to figure out who that's referring to.
Season of the Worthy.
Like worthy. What does that even mean? Worthy to do what?
It may be referring to. This is buried. It's not super obvious, but it may be referring to. You know how the Seraphs are apparently the. There was apparently like a. They were basically a team of people who helped.
Oh, I thought they
rescue.
were robots.
No, they were people. I mean, they may have been exos, but they were definitely
Oh,
people.
okay. So what did these exos do?
Yeah. They basically did all
The
the.
Belfry?
You know how we always have to go into his bunker and like clear things out and do
suppose.
whatever. You know how he's always infested with stuff.
Yes. For all of his interplanetary
Well,
defenses, it's very
the
easy to just
Seraph-
waltz into his armpit.
Yeah.
So yes. That is all to say yes.
The Seraphs were actually the people that basically took care of us.
So we unwittingly just became these people? That's why we're wearing their armor this season?
We basically. We basically became them.
I do not like that. I feel like we have an abusive pattern of this AI just using these poor, humans to do its bidding. No, not that, not that malevolent. I mean, we're just the new generation of patsies. Yeah, sorry, I had to jump down into this bunker. The Shanks are taking their name a little bit too literally. They've been on Earth too long, clearly.
Well, they're just ready to
Just
shank you.
always. Just it's actually kind of, I'm kind of startled. I didn't come to Earth to get shanked. Present day danger that
Oh,
I
you
did not
didn't?
expect to still be around. some 800 odd years.
Oh, you're not here.
No, I was up top being shot by
Oh.
Shanks. You know, the age-old Riddick advice of
Oh,
you want to live,
damn.
you get the shiv. You know, there's a lot of Shanks.
Look at all these Doritos. Oh my god. Okay, there's
Are you,
1, 2, 3, 4,
are
5,
you actually
6,
counting the Doritos in the bag?
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Oh, there. Actually, they're less than I thought, but they are definitely further along. Hello.
Hi. All the single shoulders. All the single shoulders. I still look cooler. It's all in the
One
shoulder.
day.
See that? It's a preview of how the smaller people look when they're doing this dance. Conservatively shouldered folk. So,
Um,
yeah. Our anus was
yeah.
here until it wasn't. Now it's got like 6 Doritos just on top of it. Like, what up, though? Phone check, fool. Phone check, phone check. Where the cigarettes
Phone
at?
check.
Yeah, they just took Uranus. Like, they just rolled up on him 4 deep and was just like, yo. And then 2 more came out of the rafters, and before you knew it, Uranus was obliterated. I don't know how to feel about this, dear. Because Jupiter
Ah,
Jupiter actually has a cutscene.
yeah, it does.
So, I mean, unfortunately, I think Neptune's going to be the next casualty.
Have you seen that? Did you see that
Titan
article
a
I
Jupiter
sent
moon?
over?
Is Titan? No. Let me check now. Is Titan a Jupiter moon? That's a Jupiter moon, right?
Yeah, Titan.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it's the moon
Oh yes. Oh
of
yeah.
Jupiter.
Titan's embodied then. Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
So Titan's getting wiped off the
Apparently,
map. They're not even gonna modify that place. They're just gonna junk it. They're removing that water fountain.
if you
Public park.
if you happen to go to Sloan right now, apparently,
Does Sloan say? I haven't heard from Zavala in a while.
a whole bunch of her stuff apparently says limited time only.
Wow. Yup. Titan's gone. Titan's gone. Nope. That's it. Titan's coming. Oh. We're gonna get a new looking map screen. Hey, that's so cool. Like, I remember how I felt when the Dreadnought appeared on the, like, when they changed, remember when they changed the map in Destiny 1 around, it looked a certain way? And then in Taken King, they kind of moved everything around a little bit. And then stuck Saturn on it, and you know, kind of chilled like that. It stayed that way until the end of Destiny 1, but... You know, that initial... That was just cool. Right? I think we're gonna get a new map screen now that Titan doesn't need to be on it anymore. Titan never needed to be on it. Can they get the farm too while they're at it? I mean, as long as we're deleting useless places. Sorry. Can the Darkness have a preoccupation with Earth agriculture and just take the farm while they're at it?
That would
We
be
are
great.
not your farmers. We are not Monsanto. We are gardeners.
It's like, oh. I thought I smelled a hoe.
That's not what I was expecting. You're ridiculous.
I mean, as long as we're gonna be the MCU, you know, gotta have my quips ready. Gotta have my snappy quips.
The
Yeah.
MCU.
Remember I said, like, that Destiny 2 right now is more like the Power Rangers of the MCU in terms of, like, tone and overall,
Yes.
That's what I was saying, as long as we're the MCU, you know, you gotta have our one-liners in check. Do you think this is a compelling direction for Destiny to take with its lore and story? This, like, the sci-fi kind of route? Or did you like the tone and feel a lot more when it was more fantastical. This one is more fantasy based. Because I think that's the biggest distinction I think I can make.
I
It was definitely
definitely.
more fantasy oriented in the original, like mystical powers, and blah blah blah, ancient blah blah blah, and all sorts of things. Two, it's mostly science fiction. A little bit a little bit shallower. Less mysticism.
Well, I definitely like the grim dark tone a whole lot more.
Okay, Zach. That thing is gonna keep popping shields. I'm gonna have to equip Ariana's Vow or a submachine gun. This is not how a G rolls. With these servitors are too much. Heavy frame! I hate
Nice.
these things.
That is
The
exactly.
only thing that can punch through that servitor
That is
shield
it.
too is a super.
Or barrier, right?
No, I'm talking about when a servitor decides to protect another enemy. They become immune to most things, like even javelins.
Yeah.
It's silly. Oh wow, my SMG is overload rounds and not oops. Alright, oops. Let's try that again. Sidearm, I guess?
Yeah.
Alright, he's probably gonna do it now. And shield. Not today, Satan!
Nice. Woo!
Well, you know, I rarely hunt, but when I do.
Hey, I just got the Four Horsemen catalyst.
There you go.
Grr,
There you go.
grr.
Now you can work on that. It's cool. It gives the gun faster reload time and lets it hold 5 bullets instead of 4.
Nice.
Which actually makes more of a difference than it sounds like on paper. So it's like oh yeah, I have to do that. I mean, I don't know. You saw me rock it, but if you wouldn't mind sometime doing that harder version of the arms dealer with me, so I can get me another Leviathan's
Oh yeah, I
breath.
don't mind.
I basically want it so that I can get a exotic heavy at cap, and then I'm gonna fuse it into an heir apparent. I'm gonna.
Oh wow, you have a plan.
Yeah,
You're like, I have.
Yeah,
a
well, my
plan.
Warlock has one, and the Titan has one. I mean, I think I want all 3 characters to have this gun. I don't think there's anyone that can not benefit from walking around with that silly weapon. But yeah, I'm just saying. Can we go to like when you're ready? When you're ready to go somewhere else, can we go to Titan so I can see all the limited time shenanigans? Because that's hilarious. Poor Sloan.
Yes.
Does Sloan have any in-game dialogue or anything that reflects this? Does she have a bad feeling? Is her knee starting to ache like a sailor's when, you know, when bad weather is incoming? Like, is anyone going to say anything to Sloan at all? Zavala sent Sloan a letter like, "Hey, Sloan, the Titans won the Guardian games. Thought you'd like to know." And Sloan is like scanning this giant piece of paper for anything else. Like anything else. Any other information that Zavala might have for her. Just looking. You know, she put a flame under it. Maybe it's an invisible ink. You know, you can never be too sure. You know, creatures out here. Just looking. Just like, you know, anything. No? Not a really small scroll? Like Varys? You know. No?
No.
Zavala. Damn. And Sloan is like, I read the leaks
Zavala's
on
just
Reddit.
like,
Why isn't anyone telling me about this? I mean, I already know, but now I'm just kind of offended.
like nobody cares. Nobody cares about Titan at all.
Sloan's entire squad got turned into crystals and eaten. Anybody send her a card?
Nope.
Tycho 6's sacrifice was for nothing. Bunch of ingrates. Hashtag free Sloan. Hashtag. What did I call them? Oh, that's what I called them earlier. I called them midnight exigent flavored Doritos. That's what I called them earlier. It's not too far off from the truth, right?
What does midnight exigent taste like? Is that sounds minty? That sounds like minty and chocolatey.
It's like a, yeah. You know, surprisingly enough, I also hear that is the smell and texture of Jeff Cayley's hair gel. So everything's coming full circle.
Oh.
Photoshopping a black Dorito hat onto him as we speak. My magnum opus of a thumbnail will be ready. Yes. The end of the season is at hand. The Doritos are coming. They will be accompanied by their master. What? Sorry? Who said that?
Why don't you talk to Sloan?
Who said? Oh, you know, I'm ashamed to say this, but oh, there we go. I forgot where Sloan was. I was like running around in circles in this other room. Oh, Sloan, with your underappreciated junk in the trunk.
Speak.
Look at the new Pacific Arcology emblem.
Oh, miscellaneous.
Limited
Already in your
limited
collection.
time.
A limited time. Wow. Why doesn't it just say increased reputation? Limited time. Here, I want you to take a good look at Sloan right now. Look at her face. She's like, you ever have the feeling that everybody's keeping something from you? No? No, nothing? Like a... Like a...
What?
You ever feel like you're being watched? Like the eyes of thousands of malevolent forces are just gathering right behind you, and you don't even realize it?
So is Sloan a guardian? Wait, that's a dumb
you
question.
Oh, for the love of... Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. You think they just hold... You think they just hand those shoulders out to just anybody? Are you about to say yes? Are Joker's shoulders that large? Like, you can tell Sloan is a high-ranking Titan because her shoulders are, like, massive compared to even female Titans.
Yeah, and she's got the, like, all the medals.
Mm-hmm.
She's got, like, medals.
She's a veteran. Why don't we care about our veterans even after the collapse?
That's right. Veterans are still getting the short end of the stick. Not fair.
Yeah, I bet if she was blue, like Zavala, they would have invited her to the tower, but no. 3 years on this rig. And it'll be her watery grave. I mean, her methane-y grave.
That must smell terrible. It's like a whole sea of methane. It must smell like total ass.
It probably does smell like farts here, but you know what? That means that Sloan, at this point, should be immune to farts.
She probably doesn't even smell it because she's been standing here for what, 3 years?
That's what I'm saying.
now?
Like now, she's immune to the to the pungent odor of flatulence.
You can fart around her and she just doesn't even like
Doesn't even
bat an
notice.
eyelash. She's just like, yeah, well, whatever.
I am so sorry, Sloan. They put you on the worst planet with the least amount of things to do. Arguably, ironically, one of the more compelling planets as far as lore goes. But, in practice as a space, not much going on here. It reminds me of the
Yeah, that's
big
true.
shell from Metal Gear Solid 2, except I don't know, like a Hollywood version of it. Like if I hit the wall too hard, one will come falling down and remind me it's a set. But okay, okay. So, what do we get out there into the world? It is Iron Banana Week. You know how I feel about bananas. It's a little bit sweaty, a little bit. Um,
It's a
I don't
little
know how
bit
to feel
silly.
about it. You know, I'm I don't know. I guess because there isn't really any reason to really be too jazzed about IB. Iron Banner seems to matter for like one, you know. I think if they just
Um,
get some new weapons in there, like we'll be, you know, have an incentive to, you know, grind a little.
well, you can still get pinnacle gear, right?
Yeah, from doing the bounties.
From
But
doing the
again, I
bounties.
mean, yeah, they're just completing bounties though.
Yeah. That's really it. That's the only reason to do it.
And
TBH.
that's for a weapon of nebulous repute. You're at the mercy of Jesus. R in Jesus.
Well, I mean, all I really want the gear is I just want to infuse it into other stuff and bring my level up. I don't really care about what the weapons
You don't
are.
really care about the what?
What the weapons are, right?
It could be a weapon or a piece
Like
of
this,
armor.
there's.
Yeah, it's the pool of
Mm,
Iron Banner stuff.
okay.
So either armaments like the Iron Remembrance gear, or you know stuff like Claws of the Wolf,
Mhm.
or Cheek
Yeah.
of the Butt, Whisker of the Face, you know,
Cheek of the butt.
Antler of the Deer. You know. Where's the
Okay.
deer and the antelope? Yeah, all that. All of that.
Okay.
So, what are we doing here?
Well, there's nothing else to do here. We could go do
Gambit.
some more
Ooh,
bunker
bunker stuff.
stuff. We could do some
Okay, what kind of
gambit.
bunker stuff?
Maybe
You
do some
trying to
bunker
fully
stuff.
upgrade that EDZ bunker yet? What's the prognosis on that?
Um, no. So, what would you say is the best way to make progress on those? Like, is it just do the bunkers daily? No, you don't do them every day. And you gotta be doing more than one thing at once. Yes. Mhm. 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 Oh, okay. Mhm. 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 Mm.
Guardian, the Fallen are bringing in their
Mm.
armory. Again. You'd think they'd know better by now.
Uh, yeah, the EDZ was the first bunker. Alright, let's go back there. And then from there, we can do some of the public event stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh. Oh, I see. Right, yeah. Last week it was IO, I think. Mm-hmm, yeah. Yeah, it was. Or was it the moon? I thought it was IO. Mm. Is it because it's made of cheese? That's what Trax does. Yes. That's where Wizards came from. I wish they had that shirt again. That Wizard came from the name. Yes. Mm-hmm. They do. All right. Mm-hmm. All right, so I need to unlock planetary material collection and Rasputin reward generator tier 2. I pretty much have everything on rank 1. I need 2 more things on rank 2 and pretty much everything on rank 3. Except for cost reduction tier 3. I already got that one. So, no, do not have the mats. We can we'll do some. No, I don't. I mean, I would have done it if I had them. That's kind of what's been holding me back. But it's not the dust like shards. It's the Warmind bits. Nope. Cannot have Warmind enough Warmind beats. But we can do some of those. If you have too many of them. Damn. Jesus. Alright. Mm-hmm. 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 Wow. That is ridiculous. That just doesn't. Alright, that's an insult. Alright, let's go do the public event thing. Yeah, since we need to do them anyways. Mm-hmm. Do I have bit generation? Okay. Alright, well, I already have Warman bit generation tier 1 and tier 2. I don't have tier 3 yet. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, so let's do this first, because this seems like the easiest way to do it. So I have 108 Warmine bits, and I need 240. So I need another 120. I did. Okay. Mm-hmm. What? That's insane. Well, apparently they're gonna change it. They're gonna make. They're gonna. So one update from today is that apparently they're going to make it a little bit easier.
Don't let the
They're gonna
enemy
make,
overtake the support
yeah, they're
tower.
gonna make it so that you get credit towards the quest every, well, okay, so they're making it so that these crazy champions that show up are easier to kill. Yeah. Hmm.
Rasputin's recalling the towers.
Okay.
Give it another go when we have better control of the field.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, it says champions have reduced power level and event progression has been slightly tuned. I don't know what that means. And then, effective immediately, quest progression has been given a 5x multiplier, which will be increased to 10x on weekends. So they tweaked that apparently. Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Getting ready to launch one of Rasputin's satellites. Requesting backup defending the towers. Let's do this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, with Arc.
Cutting arc energy supply until that support tower is cleared.
uh, yes, actually. Gary Stu.
Cutting arc energy supply until that support tower is cleared. Enemies are moving in on support tower. Stay sharp.
Could get it.
Support tower has a serious crowd control problem. Clear it up.
Well, it wasn't that because they were like human and Saiyan combined, which kind of made them more powerful? Basically, yeah.
Locking down the support tower. Too much heat. Enemy has overwhelmed the support tower. Heavy fray coming up.
Guardian down.
What? Right. uh, sure, that's one way to think about it. Hmm. That would be super cool. We'd finally get Sabathun and the stuff. Okay. I think it's more likely that it's gonna get redesigned. Yeah. Yeah, 'cause I mean, yeah.
We didn't quite make it to
Yeah, we
launch.
didn't make it
Let's
through that
fall
one
back.
somehow. Yeah. There's gotta be a lot of clinch there. Yeah. And yeah, like I really I'd be very I want some more of those Warmind bits. Like yeah, I mean I feel like no, the only thing you can spend them on is on upgrading the bunkers. Okay. Okay, well I have not been getting the weapon bounties. No, what did I do? I have one of them. I have the no, I have the shotgun, the submachine gun. Okay. Yeah, I have so one the SMG because I have that. Oh wait, I think I got that. Wait. It was one of the bounties that I got. Um, right. All right. Uh, yeah.
We've got a satellite nearly ready
No,
for launch. Backup would be appreciated. Rasputin has a lot of fans.
I know.
Clear out those enemies.
Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, basically.
Heads up. Support tower is overwhelmed.
Yeah. What, the throwing bombs at things? Mhm. Mhm. Uh, yeah.
Guardian down.
Ah. Okay. Yeah, there's like nobody here. We have like two people. That's probably why. Maybe a third person somewhere. Yeah.
Too many enemies on that support
Yeah.
tower. Clear them out.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Mm. Mhm. That would be fun. Mm. Nah.
Guardian down.
Nah. Mhm. Mhm. Oh, interesting. Mhm. I mean, they gotta deliver at some point, though. Right. Right.
Guardian down.
Valkyrie's ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
Enemy is moving in on the support tower.
Imagine if every MCU movie ended with a teaser, and then they wouldn't mention the teaser again for like 5 years. No. And then Guardians. Oh yeah. That's before they even knew who was gonna play Thanos.
Guardian down.
Because that did not look like the Thanos we ended up with. That was a very generic. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. No. Mhm. Yeah.
Rasputin's recalling the towers. Give
Right.
it another go when we have better control of the field.
Mhm. The Balchin. Uh, this is true. They did. No, they. I mean, there's no one else who could say it and pull it off. I think they have. Who else would say that? Like when you think about it, of all the other characters, it doesn't make sense from anybody else. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't even make sense from Tony because it's too. It's not wry enough. Yes, he would not. He would be a lot more cutting than insulting his chin. Balchin. Hmm.
All right, Guardians. Satellite needs prep for launch. Let's get this thing up in the sky.
Hmm. That they didn't do in the first one, right? Yeah.
Cutting arc energy supply until that support tower is cleared. Clear out those enemies.
Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, Rip Torn. Mm. Really? I don't think so. What? No, I never really liked Tom Green. I thought he was weird.
Rasputin's sending the javelin your way. Support tower under attack.
Mhm.
Heads up. Valkyrie inbound.
Oh. Wow.
Support
Did he
tower
pioneer that format of just annoying people? If that's the case, then Sacha Baron Cohen definitely owes him some thanks.
Care package for you.
Mhm. Yeah.
Heavy frame
Oh,
joining
okay.
the party.
Also, like, you know, live action TV
Mhm.
shows like Billy on the Street. Also,
Locking down
irreverent,
support
weird
tower.
talk shows.
Too
Like,
much heat.
even though he probably owes a small debt to Space Coast, Coast to Coast, and the like. You know, his talk, like when he wasn't annoying people on the street, it was a show in a studio, and it was kind of like Conan O'Brien if Conan was really stupid, and his show made absolutely no sense, but was entirely watchable. Weird. Tom Green had a weird quality about him, where what he did was weird and lowbrow and extremely annoying. Like if you'd ever encountered him doing that stuff, you'd probably punch him in the head for it, but there's an earnestness to Tom Green and an honesty
Wow.
about the man that I think makes even watching his most ridiculous hijinks
Protect the
just
support
a
tower.
palatable prospect. It's just, and I don't know. I think there's a debate raging on. No one in particular. You have to look in certain corners of the internet. That Freddy Got Fingered
Mhm.
is a giant troll. It's a brilliant troll.
Really?
Yes, from a man who probably didn't want to make a movie,
Support tower
but
under
he was
attack.
so popular at the time that they had to, you know, like anything else that was really popular, they had to give it a movie in order to validate it. You ever notice that we were giving everything
Yeah.
movies?
Cooking
Yeah,
up a
that's
heavy
true. If
frame.
anything became popular, it
Here it
got a
comes.
movie.
Fred got a movie. YouTube Fred.
Fred.
It's Fred.
Oh yeah.
Fred got a movie. I mean, for a second there, I thought Chocolate Rain was gonna get a
Support
movie.
tower is overwhelmed.
And it seemed to be the trajectory.
I thought that too, actually.
Days on day.
Chocolate rain.
The ensemble movie event of the year. Directed by Steve McQueen. Chocolate Rain.
What?
Some stay dry, but others feel the pain. Coming this Christmas.
And, like, as the fade out goes, you just hear like a piano just. Right. That's exactly the way it would have happened. Some 90s movie.
Oh, come on.
To dive further into this tangent
frame joining
rabbit
the
hole.
fight.
Oh wow, 80%? Damn it.
Mhm.
90%, no!
90%. No.
And
Come on.
go further down this
Postponing
tangent
satellite
rabbit
launch
hole.
until enemy activity
Chocolate
cools
Rain is
down.
actually a pretty deep song. I think it's the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah.
It is only a testament to the weird, elastic, magnetic, and completely incomprehensible nature of memes going viral and or blowing up that Chocolate Rain became a meme the way it did. Because aside from the admittedly bizarre, lo-fi, low-budget presentation, strange lighting, unusual appearance of the artist, especially when put against his incredibly bombastic voice, all of these things combine to make a viral sensation. However, if you were to just read the lyrics of Chocolate Rain, it's a serious song about a lot of serious shit. Economic inequality and systemic racism. You know, I mean, that's what Chocolate Rain is. It is the inclement, harsh, and often deadly conditions that one community seems to endure, and no other race seems to understand their struggle. This is why when it's Chocolate Rain, that's why some stay dry, you know, but others feel the pain. Who do you think is staying dry? Who do you think's feeling the pain of all this Chocolate Rain? I mean, yes.
Is it the black community? Black person?
Well, yes. I know if the song were released now, he would have had to name it Black Community Rain. But back then we had subtlety and we trusted people to figure things out. Even though they wouldn't, they would just turn it into a meme. And Tayzon Day is sitting here like, why is everybody singing this song like it's a barbershop jingle? Do you know what this song's about? Why are white people singing this? Like Tayzon Day's waiting for the bus. And some like girl in freshman year of high school just got her, you know, her headphones on and she's like, it's like, what have I done? It's not the impact I wanted this song to have. Just trying to shed a light on things. Like, dear. Like, if this was like 400 years ago, like the same thing happened, like you'd be like, "We're in chains," and it'd be like a song about slavery. And instead of anybody like listening to the actual lyrics, they're just like, "Ah, listen to that. That's a nice, catchy jingle." And it's like, no. Oh. Why?
Oh dear.
What? Are you still stuck on We're in Chains?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I could come up with in a second that rhymed with rain. Chocolate
Oh,
rain. See, some stay dry. See, Amber Heard stays dry, but then Johnny Depp feels the pain in that instance.
Oh jeez.
I have heard scuttlebutt. The butt scuttles. It's not very nice out there in these fraught waters. Apparently, despite the kerfuffles and related kerfuffles, I do not think Disney will still be asking Mr. Depp to return for any more pirating, despite new light shed onto events and etc. Which, you know what, I think that's honestly fine. I feel like the horse has
Requesting backup.
tail
Systems
away from the
required defending
cartridge.
and launching the satellite.
How does
Big
that?
Red's
How does
ready
that
to go.
seem?
Yeah, we don't need any more pirate
Yeah,
movies.
not even
We're good.
spin-offs. Like I just don't care.
We're good.
And you know, too much of a good thing.
Definitely. I didn't even watch
The last one
the
with
last
the
two.
incomprehensibly long subtitle.
Yeah, dead man.
Dead men tell
something,
no
I don't
tales
know.
in the back
Like,
of a boat while walking the plank, searching for a black pearl at the world's
yeah.
end. What? So when poor movie reviewers have to type up a transcript of their, and they're trying to abbreviate this thing, you're really trying to have them out here looking like they're talking like secret code. It's like POC colon DMTNTNCX5E. What? What? No. Just like Harley Quinn, I get that you want to have this like really eccentric looking long standout title that it
Yeah.
definitely makes you stand out.
Mhm.
But then when people want to like recommend it to their friends and they have no idea how to abbreviate it, then
Yeah.
it
Tower
dawns
locked
on you.
down.
Oh wait,
Not enough clearance. Heads up.
That's like-
Valkyrie inbound.
you know Odd Future?
No,
Odd
who's
Future
Odd Future?
would be the ramshackle, irreverent hip-hop
Support tower
collective that
overwhelmed.
included the likes of Earl Sweatshirts, Tyler the Creator, and the like. They had a
Oh,
show
okay.
on Adult Swim called Loiter Squad, and Odd Future is just basically the
Mm-hmm.
group of all of them together. They were all little musicians and artists and stuff in their own right. But yeah, so Odd
Okay.
Future, OF, is an abbreviation, believe it or not.
Locking down the support tower. Too
The
much.
full, yes.
Oh, okay. What's the longer?
The full name of the collective is Odd Future Wolfgang Kill Them All, which is handily abbreviated to be OFWGTKTA. And I have seen it written like this. You probably have seen it written like that too and wondered, what the fuck is all of that? That's what it is. It's Odd Future Wolfgang Kill Them All. Or just Odd Future, for short. But for a good while, even to this day, you can still see people use the entire abbreviation. And it's like, they're trolling you, right? Like, that's why it's that long. Like, they are deliberately effing with you.
Yeah.
So that you either feel like you have to say the
Clear
whole
that
thing,
tower, Guardians.
or,
They're cutting off your arc
or you're just
supply.
going to sit there and stumble trying to. But that's the whole point. Their fans don't do that. Fans call them Odd Future.
Yeah.
I love them though. They're
Interesting.
hilarious. Yeah. But yeah, it all ties in because Odd Future is the name of the group. Golf Wang is
Too
Golf
many
Wang
enemies on that support
is
tower.
Tyler's clothing
Clear
line.
them out.
What? It's called Golf Wang.
Golf Wang.
Yeah, see when you spell like Wolfgang and you just switch the first two letters, that's what you get. You get
I
Golf
see.
Wang instead of Wolfgang. So you're like, can you get mad when it's that clever? It's still ridiculous.
Enemies are
No.
moving in on support
Oh,
tower. Stay sharp.
Even they knew, like, all right, we can't do this forever. We got people out here talking like
Yeah.
decoder rings. Like you sound like a decoder ring. You sound like a password for a 16-bit game you want to continue. Alright, I think those 2 bullets hit. To this day, I still have yet to charge a tower without enemy interference, and I actually saw somebody with the Almighty title. Bless his soul. He must have been there for like 3 straight days. Because I don't even like, what kind of skill do you need to keep this from happening?
Luck?
I mean, yeah, it's just basically getting the enemies off of these things as soon as getting the enemies off these things as soon as possible. That's really all it is. Just keeping them off so that when the tower charges up, they're not because them standing in that little circle is how it works. Although I don't know. Like, is it only the towers that are up, or is it just anywhere, period? You monkeys should have explained this.
Yeah.
This is not a raid. This is a public
I know.
event. Like, I can understand not explaining raids, because half the fun is dying like a beast. Yeah, because
Figuring it
raids
out.
have really,
Yeah.
really unique and interesting mechanics. They do. To their credit. They are extremely unique and unlike anything else in the game, period.
Protect the support
So
tower.
I feel like there's a lot of fun to that kind of design. You know, that organic trial and error experiment. That's cool. But it's a self-contained area. People ain't asking me to do raids every day of the week. I ain't getting
Right.
daily raid bounties.
Support tower under attack. Drive them back.
Imagine if that was the thing. Oh my god.
Well, I had on Fire Team chat this past week. Someone brought up something that I completely forgot about. Remember when they had raid weeklies? Like they would have the weekly raid playlist.
That heavy
You
frame
know, if it
should
was
do
a
the
weekly
trick.
raid, you had a shot at getting the that really cool armor with the ornaments. I remember the last year of Destiny when they had those crazy
yes.
ornaments for doing the raid, like you did Vault of Glass. Remember that's how I got the Vex leg?
Yeah.
My leg.
The fact
And my hunter has like one Vex leg.
Yeah.
That was cool. It was like, oh, you must
Oh,
have done
yeah.
the Vault of Glass
That
because
was
you got
cool.
some armors on. And I remember towards the end of Destiny 1, I started playing Trials of Osiris too. Now, I almost went flawless.
Wow.
I got disconnected in the 6th game.
You got
Yup,
disconnected?
It wasn't even an L. I got disconnected from the game. And I was using the Trials card that forgives one loss. And I had already used my one loss, like on our 4th match.
Rasputin's
So.
recalling the towers. Give it another go.
I had
and
to,
have
I had to
better
let it
control of
go.
the
That was the closest I ever got to going to the lighthouse in Destiny 1. At 6 wins. Almost made it, but no cigars. Cuban or other guys. No, otherwise, it was just, nope.
Wow.
I mean, hey.
That's bananas. Wow.
But, you know, I look forward to playing Trials again in Destiny 2. It seems like they've got all the kinks figured out. Make it more rewarding, yes. Do not make it easily exploitable for smart people, aka your entire player base. Just assume. Assume they're gonna do it. Don't think to yourself,
Yeah.
well, nah.
Really?
I mean, because all people had to do was realize that if you don't, they realize that 2 weapons open up. Like 2 reward weapons open up in Trials every week. One for 3 wins, and one for 5 and 7, right? So, in the 2nd week of Trials, they put an extremely powerful shotgun
Requesting
as the
backup.
tier 3 reward.
Assistance required defending and launching the satellite. Big Rex ready
These
to
are
go
still
if you
innocent
are.
actions. But, like I was telling you about the Rasputin weapons, once you unlock something like that, it gets added to your loot pool for the activity. So, what that meant was, people realized that as they acquired the Trials weapons, as they moved up the ticket, that that both weapons would be added to the loot pool, thus decreasing the chances of getting each of them individually, but, you know, still you have a chance at getting it. So when this
Cutting arc
incredibly
energy
powerful,
supply into
highly
that
sought after
support tower is
shotgun
cleared.
was revealed to be the 3-win reward, everybody did what, I mean, I guess the sensible thing to do would be, which was, they would get 3 wins, and then intentionally start bodying themselves. Why? Because they did enough.
Yeah.
They did enough to get the
Yeah.
shotgun, right? And if they don't add any other weapons to the loot pool, it just pretty much means that they're just gonna get shotguns as rewards. So people use this as an opportunity to
Yeah.
try and get their god rolls. Get them god rolls early, son. And that is why the casuals revolted. Because suddenly, what used to be a win-based, pretty much merit-based system, like there's no way to cheat or game Trials because you only progress forward in Trials if you win. There's no way to nerf or mitigate or make
Right.
that easier for people. So it was like, all right, these poor people who were legit trying to play some trials ran into some people who were just god rolling that shotgun.
Yeah, that.
That bites.
Yeah.
And again, like,
But that's not. That's not. I mean, I get why they were upset,
Yeah.
but they shouldn't be upset at the people who figured
well,
out
no, not at all.
that they had to.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of what they did. They were like, "Fine, now the game is just as sweaty,
Well,
and
they
now
weren't
we're
saying that
leaving."
they weren't saying that to Bungie. They were saying that to the player. They were saying that to people in the player base who decry things like Trials having matchmaking or Trials having skill-based matchmaking, which are two things Trials does not need
Mhm.
as a game mode. It was stuff like that, or that,
Mhm.
or gasp, shock, horror,
Locking
lightning
down the
crackle.
support tower.
Yep,
Too
all
much.
of that. That you actually have to win in Trials to earn new gear. Now, I know the counter argument is that in Destiny 1, there were bounties that even if you were complete garbage and ass at Trials, you could still walk away with some kind of gear
Mhm.
because the bounties were, you know, still doable if you were persistent. You could still get Trial stuff, not Adept stuff or, you know,
Mhm.
ornaments, but
Yeah.
you'd still get something, so you felt fulfilled.
Enemy has overwhelmed
That
the
was not
support
an
tower.
option either.
That heavy frame should do the trick.
They hadn't made those extra bounties. So I think somebody's just
see.
gonna go back, you know, just play some Rise of Iron, look at the Trials of Osiris menu, take 5
Tower
screenshots,
locked
and
down.
just put all of
Mhm.
that in Destiny 2. Just all of that. Just do that again. And it's honestly fine. Honestly fine. They have
Yeah.
the game already works. They have Saint 14 doing pigeon noises. We got the sound bites. We just need a little bit of a rule set, you know, change. You know, I'm chucking these explosive arrows like nobody's business. This is such a difficult thing to mess with.
This is really just like frustrating.
Here
I
comes
wish
backup.
that
Heavy frame deployed. Clear out those
we need
enemies.
like 2 more people.
Do we? Yeah, 50% at 240 is not going to cut it. If we were at 80 at 2.5
Yeah.
minutes left,
Yeah.
that would be helpful. But yeah, I mean, there's only so much that we can do on our own, and we got to keep these bosses away.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not even using my sword right now. I thought the apparent air would help.
Tower under
Oh, there goes
attack.
all my ammo.
No.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have to finish this thing. I went and I did the Reckoning thing. All I have to do is play some Gambit Prime to get the points. I have to play Gambit. Yeah, I have to play Gambit Prime.
Oh, you finished
Yeah,
it?
I did the Reckoning 4 times at tier 1, so I got that part of it. Unfortunately, the bounty that we had worked on a little bit, I think it expired because it was gone from my inventory when I signed in today. But yeah, I think I was
Okay.
holding it too long.
Okay.
But it's okay because I did it for like around 9 before you came on. So I got all the tier 1s. All I have to do is play some Prime to finish the bounty, and then I'll be on tier 2 like you,
Okay.
Support tower under
and we
attack.
can ball until we
Drive them
fall.
back.
This is a very fun weapon that I think
Okay.
needs a little bit more shine. I don't know how, and I don't know how they're going to make this weapon available to anybody else who gets this game without cheapening it. But then again, I'm still salty about the Arbalest, so I don't know. I'm still mad about that.
You're mad about
Yes,
the
because they
Arbalest?
had me doing all them revelry bounties
Yeah, 'cause-
just to earn the honking thing. Like, you actually had to do a lot of stuff just to get it. And then they just ended up giving it away for free. I think you got it as a drop, even. I was like, it's a drop
Support
now?
tower is overwhelmed.
I got it as a drop. Yeah.
A little bit salty about that. I think the Truth Quest should have stayed the way it was, though. I was surprised they gave so many weapons to Benedict. Like, they gave the Jotun, the Monarch.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's it.
Heavy frame joining the
Jotun, the
party.
Monarch, and the Truth, I think, are get the quests from Benedict. And do some weirdness to earn them now. Well, I just remember the Truth Quest was actually pretty fun, and it even had like a secret passage behind Warden of Nothing that you acquired it from on some floating platforms.
Cutting
It was
arc
pretty
energy
interesting.
supply until that support tower is
And
cleared.
the Arbalest, I don't know, depending on how much you like the Revelry. I like the Verdant Forest. It was fun.
Mhm.
You know,
I
that
like
was
that
a fun
too. That
earn,
was
and the
fun.
Arbalest was such a cool weapon. I was like, all right, this is worth it. Don't have too many primary linear fusions around. That's how I single-handedly got through 0 hour.
Okay.
Quite
That is
make it
just
to launch.
ass.
Let's fall back.
Wow.
Bungie, like I said, more time. You know, make it like. I
Yeah, we
think.
need more
I
time.
mean,
That's
I don't know. I don't know how these next 2 weeks are gonna go, but they can't go like this. It's really
no.
hard.
Like maybe there's like
One, two.
maybe you got LFG people to like come do this.
There's 4 people here.
Let me see how many. There's 4. Yeah, there's. We were really trying. We were all working. I could definitely see that. All right, let's see how many of those things do I have. Um,
How many what things?
Never mind it. I have 156. Ugh,
How many
I
did
don't
you
know.
get since we started? What about your
Not,
bounties? Haven't you been taking this time
I
to complete those Rasputin bounties?
yeah, I have the bounties. Let's see what.
You get 50 apiece. What were you doing?
Okay, defeat a taken boss. There are no bosses
Or
here.
what?
Defeat taken or defeat guardian
Just defeat.
or defeat a guardian with a linear
Oh,
fusion rifle
like
in
you.
the
Oh, okay.
crucible. Defeat taken or defeat guardians with scout rifles in the
Okay.
crucible.
All right, Guardians. Satellite needs
Uh,
prep for launch. Let's
complete
get
lost
this thing up in the
sectors in the
sky.
EDZ, Dreaming City or Nessus, or complete Crucible matches and the Crucible Classic
Okay.
playlist. Eliminate champions and use cash codes to open Rasputin chests and legendary lost
Oh,
sectors
that's the
in the
lost section.
EDZ, complete daily bounties, or Rasputin activities to earn more cash
Yeah.
codes.
Okay, so all those taken ones, we could do something like Lake of Shadows and knock those out. Because that's defeating taken
Okay.
and taken boss. That's the strike that's on Earth. It's pretty easy to. Lake of Shadows can get you those 2
Alright,
easily
let's do that
if you don't feel
after.
like playing Iron Banner and trying to shoot Guardians with those weapons.
Yeah, let's do that after this. After this.
Because I've done that,
Event.
the linear fusion rifle one. I think you have to kill like 2 people with them. Some of them are like,
Oh.
oh, defeat enemies with a fusion
Okay.
rifle. I think it's tricky. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because these bounties are honestly nothing. That's why I like that they have ors. They have PvP or PvE versions.
Mhm.
So if you don't like one, you can probably take the other.
Mhm.
Support tower overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope bounties get a massive de-emphasis.
Yeah, really.
I think whether we wanted to or not, we are at war with the game's design. So let's take the fight to Bungie. once and for
Yeah,
all.
we kind of are right now.
Bounties to barf. So I think it's just because there's nothing inherently wrong with the bounty system, but I feel like these past few seasons have leaned on it so hard
Yeah.
that they've kind of made them a problem where they weren't before. Like they're gonna
Yeah,
like their
agreed.
name is already sullied. So now we have to find a different way to like deliver quests to people. And I honestly hope that translates into more organic game design. Like I said, I would just love to see more factions fighting people. This is what I'm kind of hoping to see for whatever this takeover is. I want to see creatures resisting the darkness, being taken by the darkness, kind of like Taken King. How there were areas where we were used to seeing certain kinds of enemies, and then there were just took-in versions of them. You know?
Enemy has overwhelmed the
That
support
was
tower.
very cool, seeing Taken where there used to
Yeah.
be Fallen.
That was really interesting.
Huh. And each race had their own...
No.
I like that each race had their own issue with the Taken.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the Cabal were just absolutely appalled.
They were like, "What? We're just gonna crash a whole
Clear that tower,
spaceship into
Guardian.
whatever
They're like,
that
yeah,
is?"
we're gonna
Cutting
need
up
our
the arc
commander's
supply.
body. Like, I don't know about you,
Yeah.
but we take it seriously when we lose. And we are not cool with you desecrating our leader's body.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
we'll be back.
Eyes up, Guardians.
Alright, what?
Support towers under attack.
Clearly they never saw the Terminator. And the next
No,
thing
they
you know,
never did.
a Skyburner's Cabal ship went flying through the Dreadnought's hull. Can I just say,
I
love
find that
the
so
whole group.
interesting. The fact that they just decided to crash
Eyes up,
into.
Guardians. Support
have the
The
towers
Cabal
under
Dreadnought.
ever
attack.
encountered a problem they couldn't
They
solve
were
with a
just
well-placed
like,
Dreadnought? Like, have they ever met a problem they couldn't solve with a headbutt?
I guess not.
Hooking up a heavy frame. Here it comes.
It's just funny.
And I were just like, what?
For the entire expansion, they are fighting them in the hull breach. Like, I don't even know what you were
Yeah.
trying to say here, but you said something. I don't know what, but it's something. This is impressive. And I love the visual design of it because, you know, elsewhere, the Dreadnought is equal parts haunting and somewhat, what's the word? Symbolic? You know, of the hive, like, yeah,
The
it's
Dreadnought?
like, it's symbolics of just how far Oryx was able to take his power, because the Dreadnought
Hooking
ain't
up a
easy to
heavy
create,
frame.
nor is
Here
the
it comes.
throne world that inhabit it.
Mhm.
So, you know, it's a symbol of power that showed that Oryx had mastery over, you know, what they called it, the deep.
Cutting
You know,
arc
like-
energy
Yeah,
supply
he
until that
did.
support
He
tower is
communed
cleared.
with the
Yeah.
deep, and he was able to.
So, you know, it's many things in one. The symbol of his power. It's also the culmination of his collective power and that of his sisters. It's a symbol of the hive dominance. It is literally their almighty, since the Taken just have a, you know, they have a cannon on that thing that can just take out entire races. That's all to say that the Cabal literally just said, fuck your couch, and flew a ship into it. When you look into the hull breach, all of that wonderful design, that wonderfully
the odds a
considered
little.
design that makes
Heavy frame
any
up.
floating air Bic lighter proud of its aesthetic choices. Has like a big, it's like they keyed it. It's like they keyed Oryx's car.
Locking down the support tower.
Because the whole breach, man, there's just this big cut in the side of the Dreadnought. All the pillars are kind of broken. There's a big dirt pile. That side of the ship is on fire. It's just, that was probably the most disrespectful thing they could have done, and they knew it. They literally said,
Yeah.
F, yo, Dread Couch. Darkness is, and he meant it when he said darkness is. But I love that the Cabal are that brash and impulsive, you know, it gave them personality.
Yeah, it did.
It's like, I had no idea they took themselves.
I think it gave them a lot. I think it gave them a lot more personality than we got from them in this game. In Destiny 2. Even though we got
I
the
thought you were going to
red,
say compared
yeah.
to Vanilla, because I would say, yeah, definitely compared to
Postponing satellite launch
Vanilla,
until
because
enemy
you
activity
kind of...
Well, in Vanilla there was
I mean, you
nothing.
kind of find out their hierarchy, and you find out about the Scion flares, and you find out about the things that they were looking for on Mars. But yeah, they largely kind of spin their wheels a bit until the house below the dark world.
Yeah, kind of,
Who
sort
the Cabal do all throughout
God,
Destiny?
who is...
Do they fuck around with the season a bit, or is that entirely
no.
the Fallen?
That's the fun. The Cabal do not engage at all. They're just these giant ninja turtles. I mean...
Gruesome faces that you don't get to see unless you try really hard, because they somehow all like butter side up toast, somehow they always land face down when they die. Like, you gotta work to see a Cabal face.
Yeah, that's true.
In Destiny 1. Like, shoot them in the toe, and then Xbox screenshot this while they fall or something. But yeah, that's true. That's true. I forgot. Wow, all throughout Destiny 1, they did not really do much
Yeah.
at all.
We've got a satellite
They
nearly
were just,
ready for launch.
they were just kind of in
No,
the periphery.
they didn't.
Like, they were there.
The only time we, right, the only time we really saw them do anything
Taking
is when they crashed into the dreadnought. That's when we really saw them do
Yeah,
things.
and then we at least learned about their military structure.
Yeah, which was cool. I enjoyed
We got
that.
ketchup and mustard.
And then I think
Was it? Yeah, we
Yeah.
got ketchup and mustard, remember? The Siege Brothers.
yeah,
Like, oh yeah, they just took a bunch of explosives
Yep.
and attached
Oh,
it to the
that's so
Dreadnought's
fun.
weapon core. Oh, okay, cool. So what? All they have to do is blow it up and they blow up the Dreadnought? Yeah. But we're on the Dreadnought. You know. So we would die. No. Can we stop them? But I love it. I loved it because it showed just how far they are willing to go to either win or completely stalemate a fight. Like,
right. Which is why it was. I mean, when we first started playing Destiny, like vanilla Destiny 2, it was interesting that there was such a focus on them, right? Like there was such a focus on the Cabal and what they wanted from the Traveler.
Emperor Callus
and
too.
they wanted to be chosen, etc. But ultimately, that didn't go anywhere, which was disappointing.
I mean,
Disappointing.
I don't know, hon. Do you think they were trying to like tell something meta about the nature of inherent goodness or intent
The
superseding
nature of inherent
or the
goodness.
or you know, intent superseding power as a means of gaining actual strength?
Welcome to Operation Storm
Uh-oh.
Guardian.
intent
We're taking a
superseding
Operation
power.
Stormcoat?
Defensive measures across this area. The
Zavala,
local
are you
hydro
feeling
plants
all right?
under their
Operation
Their
Stormcoat.
Where's the-
behavior has been almost
Not
militaristic.
not Operation
Watch out
Trombone?
for Fallen as well. They get their arms in everything, don't they? It appears we're not the only ones with interests in this region.
Not Operation Harpsichord?
Oh God. That was interesting.
Alright.
Team, we found a
Yeah,
taken blight. It's doing all kinds of crazy
I-
things to the water and the soil.
Again, I don't know because
Aggressive since the Dreadnought
we
placed this
opened a
since Oryx.
weird philosophical can of worms, and then we like took one worm out and placed it on the floor next to the can
Yeah,
just
that's
to see what would happen to the worm if we left it
that's
out
what
long
I
enough.
mean.
Good work.
And then we just left the room
That's exactly
with the worm and the can in it, and we just haven't opened that door. Like, we haven't even checked to see what happened. We just kind of opened it and then left it in there for a couple of months. It's a couple of years.
Guardian down.
Yeah, that's a good allegory. That's a good metaphor for it. Yeah, we're gonna open this can of worms. Oh, this can has worms though.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, no, never mind. We're just gonna take one worm out and then we'll see how it goes. All
Because
right.
I don't know, Blueface, but I gotta say, you know, I think as a human being, you'd be somewhat annoyed if, say you woke up, right? And you hear on TV that the Pope admits that Christianity is a sham. Bible revised and edited by a room full of 16-year-olds. Now, I don't know about most people you know, believing or not believing, but I feel like have a very profound effect on you, your worldview, everything you've come to
Guardian
know,
down.
being a lie, everything you've experienced or known up until this point, which in your case isn't much, but for everybody else living in this world, they've had a good amount of time being guardians and living under these crazy doctrines. So that's to say that it surprised the heck out of me when we hypothesized the idea that the speaker is a bit of a pontificating charlatan. You know,
We're making good
he
progress.
may not be
Yeah.
inherently
Taking
like he may
energy
not be
readings are
an
still off the
evil
charts.
person,
There
but
must
he's
be a
absolutely
source.
using the mystery
Cabal hurt
surrounding
us,
the
guy,
traveler
but the
to,
Taken could ruin the EDZ forever.
you know,
Put an
consciously
end to
guide the remnants of humanity under the premise of claiming to speak for this mysterious entity.
Yeah.
We floated the idea that everything we haven't learned up until this point, could be a huge lie. And then we left it. It was never mentioned again.
Yes, and then we just left it alone. Never mentioned again.
They didn't even have a
At
eulogy
all.
for him.
It didn't. I mean,
No, you googly.
no one said, "Oh, isn't it sad that the speaker said?"
I mean, props to Zavala for
For a minute
finding his
there.
mask. For a second, I thought they just left him and his mask
Right?
on the deck of the Almighty. I go, up. Don't gotta bury him.
Right, I thought the same thing. I was like, well, you know, maybe they didn't realize that he died, and
When the Almighty crashes into the tower, the speaker's body is gonna go flying out of one of the windows and land on top of Eververse.
oh my god.
It's like, oh, the desecration of the speaker is still not complete, is it? That was just wrong. I've never seen a character. I've never seen a character in scene get killed off screen mid scene. I've never seen that happen before. Like,
Yeah,
he
that was a very
he
weird
died
choice.
off screen mid scene. Like how?
Yeah. It's like we're gonna kill him off, but we don't
He's
wanna
literally
show it.
3 feet away, but we are not going to show you how this happens. We're just going to show his mask hitting the ground. And since you've never seen him without his mask
Yeah.
on, you're going to assume he's like Bane and that he just can't breathe.
It was weird for me because I was like, does that mean he's not really dead or something? Like, what am I supposed to extrapolate from this? It took me a second. Yeah, what happened to his? Well, yeah, he took the light. Remember? So he took everybody's light. So he was just a dude at that point. Um. Well, okay. How are you gonna do that if you don't have the light, though?
Guardian down.
Okay, yeah, that's part of where the story for Destiny 2 breaks, like the vanilla one, because the story is supposed to be you are the only one with the light, right? How and why? It's never explained, but everyone just you are told this in case you're confused about it. You know, when you're like talking when you're talking to Cade and you know when you're having conversations with people and you're trying to like encourage people to fight and whatever, somebody I think what's her name, Ikora, when she's in her middle of her crisis, she she goes, you know, what good is it for us to fight if you're the only one that can survive it? You know, like somebody tells you that at one point, and you're like, well, my solution at that point would have been, how about I show you what I did to get the light back, and then you can just do that too, and then we're good. That would have been my
Guardian down.
solution. But apparently, that's not a thing. What the
Guardian down.
fuck? Ahem. Ahem. No one saw that. No one saw that. I died twice the same way. They would be considered unnatural. You're actually right about that. Not from a Jedi. Me?
This looks much worse than I was imagining.
Well, yeah, apparently nobody writes anything down or 30 years. I mean, let's say something more recent. How about the Iraq War? Kids were talking about the Iraq War as if it happened in olden times.
Apparently it did. Apparently we've been alive for quite some time, dear. We lived. We
Well,
lived
9/11.
through dial-up internet, you know,
9/11.
back when
9/11 was
back when
19
people
years
still
ago.
unironically owned rotary phones. Like those were just some of the phones that people had. Why? I don't know. I mean, I know why I like them. I know I like rotary phones. I like dialing on them. I'm sorry, I do. I like that tactile mechanical. Yeah, it's
Oh,
why
you
I
do?
like this giant mechanical keyboard that I have. You know, I can hear the typing out loud. I just like rotary phone. I like slinging that thing and then watching it slowly wind itself back. It's a weirdly satisfying thing. Like, you know how they have those weird threads on the the not journalism site called BuzzFeed that recently had to lay off most of their UK and US
Yes.
staff as they bankruptcy themselves into bankruptcy. Because the activism journalist gold rush has ended. The free ad dollars are no longer raining down from the trees, and you can no longer hire dozens of unqualified individuals to write inane
Zavala,
stuff.
the taken leader is down for the count.
It's not as
Rise of
lucrative
the
as it
day,
was back
he
in
was
2016.
Impossible.
So a lot of bloated writing staffs have gotten the
There's no
snip.
one left to take.
Ikora was telling me about a hive toad
I think a
called the
certain
Book
kind of
Sorrows
writer
that
is
Oryx has
seeing
sisters.
less
Both dealt with the ticket
work
on Io.
at this point in
I'll
time.
consult her about this. In the meantime, excellent
All right,
work,
that looks like 2 bounties.
all
Then.
of you.
But yeah. So.
Yes.
Oof. Okay.
All right. That was cool. That was
Alright,
cool.
it was alright. I got some bounties done. I'm not too sure about the lettuce over
Me
here,
too.
though. I mean, Maybe might
How
got
about
some
the
mixed
lettuce?
greens. Shout outs to not seeing a green anything anymore. Wish I could say the same about blues.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like you don't think about stuff like that, but it's totally true. You have not seen a green drop in a good while, have you?
So funny. Oh, we need to go to the the tower because I'm all out of space in the
As am I. I was
postmaster.
gonna say, hey, you want to do some gamba? Ha ha. The postmaster's out of spoken.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Well,
the
maybe we
courtyard
can
is
go to the
Numsy.
tower.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta be nice
It
to
is.
that courtyard. I hope we get on a good team.
Heck, I would have taken making Guardians run laps in the tower, man. You know how you get that weird buff that lets you jump really high? You know, let the Guardian games be that. Just little rings all over the place and people jump through them. I think they need...
There's a million things they could
Well,
have done. Like, and there's no excuse. Like, it was, there's just no effort. It was no effort. None.
You know,
No
I know
effort.
this sounds crazy.
I,
Yeah. No, I'm just ad-libbing. Like, go on. I'm just ad-libbing your sentiments.
yeah, like, it doesn't make any sense that they would not, all they would give us is a bunch of bounties to do with the same activities. Like, it would have been so easy to add
Contextual.
any other kind of stuff.
bounties. They're bounties
based around the No.
Seraph Towers. You've
never done that before,
have you?
See, we already have a bunch of bounties. Everything is bounties. When you're saying we're gonna add a special event where you do special stuff, do something with it. You know.
So there's nothing. So
What-
there's
like, what
nothing
did we
special.
do different
There's
for
nothing
Guardian
special about the
games?
event itself. There's nothing mechanically different or structurally different.
I mean, it was
Do you
fun
resurrect
to
heavy
like.
frames and javelins when you play the Seraph Towers?
Do I resurrect heavy frames? I can spawn heavy frames.
You know, you're already doing it differently, slightly. That's all I got. That's all I got, dear. It's basically it's basically the forge. It's basically the Black Armory forge without the with a little bit too much size and not enough guidance. It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a combination of Sundial and Black Armory. I thought it was
Yeah.
okay, but I will concede that as I finished each bunker, I was just about on my last rope. Like, I was like, I'm so glad this is almost over because I feel like I'm right on the cusp of fuck this, and you know that's usually when it would end. Especially because
okay.
oh man, the amount of materials was just getting silly. I was going to the spider a lot. It's ridiculous.
The
Like,
amount of to get more
yeah,
materials.
because everything in like even when you get the cost reducer, everything in tier 1 is 5, everything in tier 2 is 10, and everything in tier 3 is like 40 each.
I must admit, Guardian,
So
very curious to see what
shards
you've
were at a
got for me to
premium.
crack open.
I have deleted hundreds of items this season. Not even gonna
Ignorance
mince
is a
words
prison
about it.
cell. Sometimes
This was the first
genuine
season I
is the key.
almost. This is the first season I
Wow.
ever. I actually filled my vault. And then when I realized I filled my
Wow.
vault, I had to look back like, all right, what is taking up all this space? Oh, stuff I'm never gonna wear again. Well, I gotta detach. I gotta detach from it. I started deleting masterworks and things that I wasn't.
Yeah.
The only things I absolutely.
Wow.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, you're talking about
In
like
the end, the data
an
ends
iron
with us.
truage,
That's
a year 1 iron truage helmet. That's masterwork. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I can delete that. I think we're good on that front. You know, stuff like that. Like I had to say to myself, all right. Short of, I think, the resplendent solstice armor, I would never delete. You know, the first set of armor you get when you start the game, no. At least the most up-to-date version of the Iron Banner armor, no. The faction gear, it's back in the
Yeah.
loot pool now, but you know, I had
Yeah.
to start going, alright, I'm just gonna have to delete the rest of
The
this stuff.
world's
'Cause
changing, Guardian.
we're leaving
You must
shards on the
prepare.
table, and Bungie is clearly not interested in upping the vault space right now. It's not a big enough problem yet for anybody. We're all pretty cool on our vaults so far.
Guardian.
Yeah.
I turned a lot of stuff into shards, dear, in the name of Rasputin. And you know
Wow.
what he's gonna do? As soon as June hits, he's gonna close those bunkers and take
What's
all
he
my
gonna
mats
do?
with him. Do you think that 5 to 6 drip feed
Oh, is that what he's
you
gonna
hit
do?
a fully upgraded bunker guardian with is supposed to make up for the hundreds? Like, what is Rasputin doing with all that glimmer?
I don't know.
Setting up a trust fund.
Setting up a War Mind
Mhm.
trust fund.
For all the exos in the tower. It's like a scholarship that only the exos can actually redeem. Yeah, I just think it's interesting the way some events like that, or just, oh wow, I ranked up, yay, just take out, you know,
Yay.
considerable amounts or chunks of time and rabble,
This war is a common.
only to lead to,
Mm.
well, lies. Is anyone at Bungie self-aware
Lies.
at all? Whose idea was it to name this literal lie of a quest
Oh.
the lie? What? Because for all intents and purposes, it is. You actually saw my reaction in real time. I look at the map, I'm like, holy shit. The lie. Whose lie? I know whose lie. Go to Anna Bray. Then oh, Anna, we about to get breezy. So I go down to Anna Bray. And Anna Bray tells me some gobbledygook about getting to know Rasputin better. And I'm like, oh shit, we about to go back up in them bunkers on Mars. Open that futurescape. And Anna's like, no. What I want you to do is, you know those public events that you've been doing? Yeah. The ones that you finished like a month ago? Yeah. Well, Rasputin,
Can you do more of that?
after engaging with this content 14 days at a time, you know, per bunker, I think that Rasputin still doesn't know you well enough. I think Rasputin needs to know a little bit more about you. So, how about you keep doing them? And I'm like, all right, sure. So, do I have to do anything different? No, just do them. Okay. What do I get if I do them? Boots. You might even get a submachine gun. What? Let me get this. What?
Oh.
This is the quest? And then I look at the quest, and it's like 3 little percentage tickers, and I shit you not, dear. When I signed in to Destiny, like at the reset, it was like EZ was at 3%, and the other 2 planets were at 1%. By the time you and I said goodnight to each other, I looked at it one more time. The EDZ was up to 4%, and the other 2 planets were still at 1%.
What?
And I'm just sitting here like, how many bunkers does Anna want us to do? Because if the percentage is moving this slow, something tells me we're going to be at this for the rest of the season. So, again, if this were the culmination of this quest, like I got a bunch of proper story context and build up and investment in this quest, and then it time gated the outcome and tied that to the towers, that would be one thing. Because I'd have something to do, I'd have a reason to care, I'd know what I'm waiting for, and I'd know where it might possibly lead. But this quest starts with a time gate. So I have to do stuff
And
that no
it
one
just-
likes to do Especially now that we're 2 months into the season, people really don't like it. And now I will have to play more of it, even though there's literally nothing left for me to unlock. Oh, I can unlock that
Well,
percentage.
I just realized as you were talking about this that the percentage is not my percentage.
It's the collective
The
percentage of the
percentage is
community, dear.
oh,
That's the collective
okay.
percentage of the entire
Okay.
community. Did you really think that I meant that you personally had to do 3 million public events? I
No, no,
mean,
no, no, no.
they're
I meant that I thought like when I look at the quest, it's got three
yeah.
percentages. I just thought that was my percentage, not the number of
Jessica,
actual
did you
events.
read what Anna said before she gave you? She says it. you. She says you guardians, boo. And I mean, even the quest itself implies that it's communal.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Oh, I'm just fast traveling over to. Did you leave the tower? Okay, I'm fast
No,
traveling over to the annex because what did we do? What did we just do?
we did the Lake of Shadows.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I think we got the strike. I think we got the strike and we might have gotten a strike end round, or maybe I just did a lot of bounties. I don't know. Either or. Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
picking up an engram. I don't know what you want to do. You want to do a Gambeezy, or do you want to call it a crabs? I mean,
Yeah, it's still a gambit. Why not?
no.
Do I have the quest?
Got a
Let
bunch
me
of
check.
illicit invader armor that I'm not going to wear. Just gonna delete it. Free shards. Like, call me when it's outlawed. No, not even. Call me when it's notorious.
You just never quit, do you?
Alright, how about this?
Took out
How
Garm,
about
woke
Bungie
up the
gives us an
Traveler,
emote
and now
of a
half what I hear in the
holographic
streets is
falcon
how much
that just
you
starts
and your clan
vibrating?
are making a difference. And that's why I started this whole clan thing in the first place. People are still waiting for
That would
I
be
just,
cool.
I
to lead
feel
the
like
way.
people should remember
It's
this.
time for a change. And
I
Guardians
feel like this was a
you are
part of
making it
Destiny
happen.
history that we just shouldn't,
No pressure.
ignore. The fact that for a while, Hawthorne's bird was defective. Like, that bird was straight up. I'm so glad that I have footage of that. I think it happened the very
Infected bird.
first time I spoke to Hawthorne. Her bird just started spazzing out, and I was like, "Oh God, what? What is happening, lady? What are you feeding this falcon?" Like, and he just wouldn't, and then he would stop. Like, right every time I was about to hit the record button, he would stop. I'm like, okay, all right, I'll get you eventually. I feel like I'm being trolled here every time it's so suspicious that every time I'm about to get my video evidence, the bird stops. All right. Keeping an eye on you. To think they fixed Lucas faster than they fixed Trials. Okay.
They did.
This bird is vibrating. We can't have that. It was like one of Anthem's many faux pas, which I feel like they had the worst of the faux pas. Like, if anybody was going to have the faux pas to end all faux pas, I think it was probably BioWare. Because BioWare went one step further than anyone ever asked them to, in my humble opinion. Which was
Take care of yourself,
BioWare
okay?
was literally stepping in and fixing glitches that made the game more fun. Like, literally, the result of the glitch was that the game became more fun and rewarding to play. And those were the things that BioWare would, like, fix within 24 hours. Like, if they found out that, oh my God, no, they're getting too much loot, they would fix that. But, like, I think for 4 or 5 months, unbeknownst to anyone with a working brain, because who would have ever tried this, the default gun in the game was the most powerful one.
Yes.
Someone found out,
Wow.
yeah, because of the way the game scales its damage or stats or whatever, Someone found out that if you de-equip all of your armor and equip the very first gun in the game, it actually shoots for more damage than one of the most powerful legendaries later on. And it's like, yep.
Wow, that's
I don't even know
crazy.
how you make that mistake, but I know that only top class AAA talent could figure that out. Because that doesn't even sound like an indie developer mistake. That literally sounds like something that would only ever happen in AAA gaming. That just, hey man. Yeah, like, hey, the default weapon's the most powerful one. Why? We don't know. In a looter shooter? Yeah. The first weapon you get? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
You know, so credit where it's due. Bungie has done a lot, but this is going to be it, dear. This is going to be the season by which all, really, truly, the season by which all others are judged. I think it's safe to call it that. No hyperbole. No hyperbole. But I think
No
it's safe to
hyperbole.
call, yeah, I think it's safe to call this upcoming expansion the one by which the future of the franchise will be judged. Don't think that's too hyperbolic because it's going to be the first ever fully Bungie influenced, you know, directed and produced piece of Destiny content ever. I do not count the season pass.
Well, I'm
And I do
excited.
not count Shadowkeep. No, because these things take a while to bake in the oven. So it's very likely that Shadowkeep was already still in the works even when they were at Activision, and that they were able to take it with them and just kind of gussy it up so they can buy themselves a year. Yeah.
Ready to do our last
Yeah.
gambit?
Give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna take this stuff out of the postmaster. Sorry, just talking my ears off. Because I got a pinnacle.
Yeah,
sniper.
I think you're right.
Yay! All right.
Transferred.
I think they were, you know, one of the things that we've talked about before, and I think Paul Tassi wrote an article about it today or yesterday, where he said, Destiny 3 may not be happening in
but we're
September,
getting what it might have been.
but we're getting what it probably was supposed to be, because probably when they were still with Activision was like this 3-year cycle. You gotta you know, Destiny 3, y'all gotta get this third game out. And now that they're not with Activision, they still have the content, I'm sure. They're just choosing to keep it as Destiny 2.
Yeah, I guess they figured they could work the pyramid ships and all of that into Destiny 2's framework as long as they take out some key and/or critical areas of the game or places that used to exist that no longer do. Because darknesses. I mean, I'll never get over saying it like that, but it is very true that, you know, for the first time, a major cataclysmic event looks like it's going to be hitting Destiny with the force of 1,000 yeets. And, you know, far from a monster of the week. Looks like it's going to change this game in every way imaginable. Alright, I am ready. Yep, ready when you are, Captain.
Right.
Just picking up these gauntlets and making decisions about things probably soon to be deleted. It's okay. You can leave while I'm bleeding. I don't mind. I have enough space to carry about 5 items. Katie, don't hate me.
Okay.
Check.
Yeah, I just really wanted to pick up that heavy. There was a heavy that dropped at 1002. I think I'll use that for the Hunter's Heir Apparent. And then there was a secondary that dropped at 1003. What do you think I should infuse that with, Lou? Ariana's Vow. Let's see. Devil's Room. Symmetry.
I think
the secondary?
Tough
Jotun?
decisions.
I mean, it is Iron Banner. Just be running around with a 1003 Jotun.
The true definition of salt is fast.
That would be a very salty thing to do.
Mm.
Maybe the Ariana's Vow. I would be between the Ariana's Vow and the Symmetry.
Yeah, that's kind of where I am. It's kind of hard to make this decision because there isn't a ton of difference between like 1,000 and 1,003. But I think you're right. I think I'm gonna stick it in my Vow.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah.
I could put it in the Jotun. No.
I got a no. I got 1,002 Perfect Paradox.
What?
I love the Perfect Paradox. It brings me joy.
You have 1,002 Perfect Paradox? Look at you.
Yeah. Mhm.
What are the perks on this? What are them perks? What do those perks say?
I do not remember. Let me check. It has got Demolitionist,
Ooh, nice. I like it already.
Eye of the Storm.
Okay, health and handling gets better as your health gets lower. Okay.
Mhm.
That's it? Demolitionist and Eye of the Storm?
That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Alright.
Yeah, Appended Mag
You
and
should
Barrel
check,
Shroud.
I don't know, maybe try checking your vault. I feel like I think I got you a really good roll of the Perfect Paradox at one point. Because you were not rolling your cheeks off. You know, for the first time in history, you could just stand in one place and get rolls for no reason. I do remember I kept rolling until I got this pyroclastic flow that's really nice. And I might have gotten you Perfect Paradox with... My ideal Perfect Paradox has the Demolitionist and Swashbuckler on
Mm, mine does not have shrub. Just bleh.
Swashbuckler is my favorite thingy to have, especially for shotguns. Because it's damage and melee attacks with this weapon.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. Yeah, causing damage, melee attacks, and melee kills with this weapon increase its damage. It's basically use a shotgun, like a shotgun, and it gets more powerful. Again, Boo, we are free to leave as soon as you're ready. Just standing here waiting for you.
Oh, I thought.
Am I the fire team? I don't think I'm the fire.
Wait, did you leave my fire team? That's weird, because I already selected
No,
Gambit.
I'm just in the inventory. I was just saying if you haven't left yet, because I can't see the screen.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, no, we were just floating.
Cool. Okay, and now for the heavy, what should I put that in? Legendaries aren't really counting. I mean, even though the hammerhead's a thing. I'm thinking an exotic. Leviathan's Breath? The Truce?
Oh.
The Prospect?
Hi! Bring a sword.
The colony?
Ready for
The
gambit
colon?
pride?
E?
You say you don't like rocket launchers, though. Maybe a machine?
The Truth is
Maybe a
Well,
machine?
the Truth is the only rocket launcher that I like because it has a magazine of 3.
Transmat wired.
It is the only rocket launcher that has
This
a
one's gonna be
magazine
rough,
of
sister.
3
Talk
shells.
to your team.
And even when you pick it up in
Hostiles
Crucible,
inbound at
you
the
get
beach.
3 rockets. It's the only rocket launcher that I really consistently like because at least I know I can do some damage with it. So yeah, not the biggest fan, but I have been known to use it when the mood strikes. That's why I wanted it in the first place. It was such an awesome exotic from the first game, even though they completely nerfed its tracking. I gotta show you that clip this guy made. It's so silly. Like, this guy did the equivalent of seeing someone all the way across the map and firing the Truth in the opposite direction. And he followed the rocket with his camera as it swiftly turned all the way around and flew back and hit this guy. It was someone he wasn't even aiming at across a level. Like, yeah, it was apparently that needed nerfs. I'm like, that's the greatest tracking I've ever heard of. What do you
Wow.
mean? I never heard anybody complain about the truth in Crucible. I mean, it was an exotic. It's an exotic, man.
Oh,
You know, Malfeasance puts little
interesting.
bombs on your body. You don't hear people complaining about that. Oh yeah, I'm going to attempt invading. No problem with that. I'm just
Okay.
using the Malfeasance, and I really want to see if it does extra damage to invaders like it says it does. That's
Okay.
what it says. It says it does extra damage to invaders and Taken and Gambit. That's what the official unofficial scuttlebutt says. So I'm just trying to put that scuttlebutt to the test, you know?
Okay.
I'm trying to see what side the butt is. Wait. Yes, I want to see what side the butt is scuttled on. So
Portal's ready.
Alright.
should be an interesting experiment, you know, wish me luck. Kepri
Allies
Sting,
headed
Swords
to
of
the other
Galanor, the Sealed Ahamkara Grasps. Wow, every single gauntlet is the same. Oh, Jesus. Here, I don't know what they did to these gauntlets. The Sealed Ahamkara Grasps. The Ahamkara everything doesn't make sense to me anymore.
Got
Uh-oh.
eyes on a high-value
Alright.
target.
Oh god, he's in front of me!
Down. Invader incoming.
I'm choking!
Oh,
I'm
geez.
choking!
Invaders defeated. Bringing
Okay,
them
so
back.
I almost
What?
killed him. He hit me with a rocket. I mean,
Oh, yeah, he got me.
He
with
had,
a
like,
rocket,
no
too.
health.
God damn it.
are you reviving me while he's still here?
That's not me.
Yeah, obviously not you. No, the invader was like right in front of us, and he like revived me. I was like, what? Like you do?
What
like
are you
doing
doing?
that?
Yeah.
Like he's looking at you with his face. Yeah, this gun doesn't like tookens. It's not a very token-friendly weapon. Did you get your malfeasance? Damn it! Did you get the malfeasance yet? Fuck!
No.
Why do they? Why do I
No,
keep
not
running
yet.
into invader rockets right away? Nope.
I don't know.
Wow, people are really bad if their rockets aren't aiming, aren't they? Oh my God, hammers! Fucking hammers! I'm on my bullshit. I'm Rodman. Feel like Dennis. Haha!
Invaders dead. Keep pushing.
Malfeasance out here collecting scalps. Got the malfeasance scalps.
Incoming wave at the ruins.
Oh, you want
I
your
did.
stuff?
He just caught a malfeasance fade. It's okay. This weapon is weird.
Guardian down.
What the fuck? Oh.
High
Are you okay?
value target neutralized.
Yeah, I just dropped
Also,
a bunch of
thank
more.
you for
That was
the,
just
you
very
know,
annoying.
the pig dinner.
Sure.
Half of the energy for tonight was brought to you by sustenance. You can leave home without it. Just don't come home without it. It's the rule of thumb. Oh, nope. Okay, I've got 15, so I'm just gonna run with this. Before
Okay,
someone
you should
invades.
go over there and deposit those ASAP. Yeah.
Looks like they're sitting on a ton of stuff, though,
Large
which is
blocker
part of the
to the other
problem.
side.
Oh, great, my secondary weapon is the fucking...
Portal's primed. Go make
I
a
have
mess.
bows in this inventory? Oh man, this whole character's a mess. Can't take him anywhere.
Hostiles at the trees.
Like proactive, we get it bussin', no pimples.
This is what the Taken feel.
Oh wow, the
Revel.
Taken are feeling
Ah,
us,
what?
so we're reveling in it. Yeah.
You
Holy
have
Ross
to
clock.
want the dark to wield it.
Wow. Wow.
Watch it. You're
That's
shedding
new.
motes. Kill the blockers.
Can't say.
What's new?
Someone killed me with the World Line
Watch
Zero.
it. You're shedding motes. Kill the blockers.
Remember the World Line Zero?
The sword?
Called up a
Yeah.
prime evil.
Yeah.
sword?
Kill it.
The
They
exotic
win.
sword, the word.
Portal's ready.
Yeah, somebody just killed me with
Guardian
that. Well, I was very confused because one minute I existed and the next minute I didn't. Now that I know I was hit by a year one teleporting sword, I actually feel better about that. Because I had no idea what had killed me. I was like, are you kidding me?
Careful. Allies headed to the other side.
Oh, there he is. Hi. Hi, asshole. Heir apparent? Heir obvious.
Invader down.
Dick.
You can relax now.
Yeah, that's right. I pulled it out. If I invade ever again, everybody on the team's getting... How did the children say? Oh. Murked.
Guardian down.
I'm about to get proactive up in here. Bussin'. No pimples.
Your invaders down, but they nabbed a kid.
Alright. Let's clear it up.
What does that even
Do you
mean?
know what proactive is?
Oh, I get it now. Okay. Proactive.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's okay, dear. Once you achieve true pop culture mastery, you too can invoke the sacred lemon face when you hear a particularly nasty bar like that. You won't even say anything out loud. Like, your face will just immediately prune up. Like you've had like 5 lines at once.
Portal's ready. Grab your gun. Your allies invade.
The lemon face is the #1 sign of hip-hop bar validation. A trusted metric.
I think that's kind of
It's kinda
corny.
corny.
You want to win? That's how.
The proactive thing.
Of
It's kinda
course it
corny.
is. I mean,
Yeah.
there are some bars that are like transcendent, that just transcend space and time and creativity as we know it.
Hostiles inbound at the
Like, you know, too many Urkels on your
Yeah.
team. That's why your win's low. There are
That's
some
why I
bars that
yeah.
are just
I
transcendent.
think that's
You know,
good.
and then there's some forgettable bars, you know.
You can still win this.
But
Burn that primeval to
the great thing
ground.
about bars is that, you know, they're not all created equal. And sometimes, even the corniest of bars can actually be pretty quaint.
Invader inbound. Hunt.
You know, except when Eminem is telling people to swallow his turds or something like that. Like, I never understand how Eminem can be, like, unironically
Your
immature.
Yeah.
ally neutralized the
Which is
invader.
fine. You know, everybody's got their thing. Everybody's got their thing. Eminem is a wordsmith, but he's really immature. That's fine. I'm fine with that. I watched him do a 9-minute
Yeah.
freestyle, and he did. Of course, he could not go through this 9-minute freestyle without, you know, talking about peeing on somebody. But
Guardian down.
it's you know what you're getting. You know it's there. So when Eminem says it,
Yeah.
it's not nearly as corny. I mean, it's corny, but he has made it a staple of his etceteras to say something absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
Yeah.
Like, I like the song
Allies
Kamikaze
headed to the other side.
on the album
All
Kamikaze.
right. Supercharge your light and let that primeval happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the most Slim Shady like song he's done in a while. I think it's got a cool chorus too.
Mm.
You're in the lead.
You know, smash
Take down
into
that
everyone,
primeval,
crash
and this
into
gambit's
everything.
yours.
Fat, it's already gone back.
Yeah.
2017. It's very light. It's got that nice.
Yeah.
It's got that airy, irreverent,
It
Slim
is quite
Shady
light.
tone to it, where he's just having fun, saying stuff like,
I agree.
"You couldn't catch a body if it fainted."
Watch your back. Invader incoming.
Uh-oh. Oh wow, I shot him for 1 damage. Let's go scaling. All right. Hey, can I load the heir apparent before he gets over here?
What?
Can I reload it in time? Uh-oh. Get off my swag, Juice. No. You got me,
Portal's
dude.
ready. Go say hello.
I spun it up too late.
Invader down. You're clear.
I had to reload it first, which is... Why do I have to reload guns? Where's the Rambo power-up?
Your
Yeah,
allies
why
invade.
do we have to reload
That's why
guns?
Rambo uses a bow and arrow.
I'm not sure.
Oh, man. Speaking of Rambo,
That's probably why.
Make
Rambo,
that
you deserved
primeval eat
better.
your life.
you deserved a better send-off.
Rambo definitely.
At
deserved
first, I thought it
better.
was just the acronym people
deserved
being
better
acronym
from
people
all of
again. Because of course, of course, nobody would be openly endorsing all that Rambo stands for. But we had expected Sly. We expected more from Sly because of what he did with
Invader
Rocky.
on the field.
He did.
So we kind of
Yeah.
expected a little bit more meat on the bones. It's not our fault. We actually had it.
Yeah.
And then he said, "No, man, I'm actually gonna do exactly what everybody thinks this is gonna be."
Yeah.
I have no surprises up my sleeve. This is going to be. This actually may be slightly worse than what you're expecting, even if you do set your expectations low. And I was like,
Guardian down.
well, I hope not. But,
Portal's
you know,
ready. Grab your
I mean,
your allies
I feel like
Yeah.
there's only two things you could have done with a Rambo movie. Either make it so unbelievably offensive and jingoistic that intellectuals would absolutely hate it, or to, you know, undermine the action by, I don't know, having Rambo die in the first 5 minutes and having his daughter wear his headband for the rest of the movie. You know, like
That would have
like
been
he
crazy.
could have gone just full offensive in either of those directions rather than. I think what's worse is which is just not doing anything
Cook that primeval.
compelling
Drifters.
or interesting
Yeah.
Watch your back.
or
Invader
daring.
incoming.
Or
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like Rambo as a character reads so different in current year that there's a compelling argument for any side of this character that an individual or individuals can make.
Guardian down.
You know?
Mhm.
And I feel like he shirked that responsibility and that
Yeah.
opportunity
Out.
just to
You'll
give
get 'em
Rambo
next
things
time.
to shoot.
Oh
Why
yeah.
I don't blame the creator of
And we
Rambo.
Portal's up.
fridged.
Oh,
Your allies
We
invaded.
fridged
Fridged
his
the surrogate daughter.
his
AKA, I'm gonna
Surrogate
die at some
daughter.
point in this movie. You just don't know when. AKA from the first frame. You know,
Yeah.
oh no, she's gonna. They might as well have named her "I Will Be Avenged." Should have had like a shirt that said that. 'Cause she should have had it. She should have been wearing a Darth Vader no meme shirt. That would have really driven it home.
You gained the lead.
Right? No is an enduring meme.
a Darth
Yeah, the
Vader.
no meme,
Oh,
like on a
that's
shirt.
fine.
She should have had that on a shirt.
Mhm.
Now that
Yeah,
that would have
would've been
driven, you know, her
You've
character
weaponized
home.
your light. Cook that primeval. Drifters hungry.
Really?
Invaders here. Brace
Come
yourself.
on with all this. Why is it every time I spin this gun up, invaders? Invade my balls. What?
He's in the middle. If you don't see him.
Thank you.
Invader down. Your
I'm sorry.
allies
I just
here.
can't
He's fine.
help but be put off by these increasingly cloying attempts to take out this airtight team. Okay, we're
Portal's up.
airtight, we're
Allies
watertight,
invading the other side.
we're just tight as individuals. Did you jump through that portal? Does he know what I'm
Minute
holding?
left. It's
No.
close. You lost the lead.
He has no idea what I'm packing, does he?
Maybe not.
You know, for a gun called a parent, it's not very obvious when I'm carrying it around. How am I supposed to let everyone slip on my swag juice right now if no one recognizes my weapon? Or the gangster that comes with it? Can I get some Fs?
30 seconds remain.
Oh, for the
Invader
love of
incoming.
invasions.
Your light supercharged.
Oh
Turn up the
Jesus.
heat on that primeval.
I've got you slipping on my swag juice. My swag juice. Where is this person? Oh, he's in the middle of the map.
Portal's ready.
I don't see them.
Heir apparent. Get off my map.
They wanted a fight. You gave it to them.
Sorry, he deserved that. This weapon is really good at mid to long range, which is just
Allies
so
headed
silly.
to the other side. Time's up. I gotta give
Oh,
it to the
man.
opposing team.
Oh wow! Thank you, sore
Oh.
winner over here. Goes to the primeval. The primeval knew the game was over. I was just shoulder dancing, and he was like,
F your joints.
flicked me into a wall. I'm like, what are you laughing at?
Oh. I think that happens all the time. It
Like,
happens all the time on Gambit. Like if whatever happens with, even if you win and the Primeval is still alive, the enemies will still be trying to kill you even
That
after
is
the
so
match is
wrong.
over. It's like,
I think they
Weird.
should leave you alone. I think they
Yeah.
should just, start dancing or
yeah,
something.
they should. They should respect
I
your
think so.
authority.
Oh yeah, can we all just take a second and appreciate my light level? We have reached a new milestone, one we will likely never reach again.
Wow. 1021.
Yes, meaning that for the first time, heart to heart, excuse me, For the first time, I have reached level 200, and thus a power bonus of plus 20.
Ooh, congratulations.
Yes. Usually I top out at around 18. I'm usually like 180 or something when the season ends. Like Season of the Dawn, I actually did try because I wanted to get all of the things, but I couldn't get to 200. It was too much for my soul. However, when it's Season of the Bounties, as you have seen, you too can get to level 100 in the first month when there's nothing to do but bounties.
There's
Just
nothing else to do with bounties.
So many bounties. Oh, so many bounties. I had finished the season pass 1 month in. Curiously enough, as soon as I finished all 3 bunkers. It's like the season was like, well, everything's done now. And I was like, no? Wait, can I give some of this back just so you'll like make it the timeline longer? No, wait, there's no way. And they were like, nope. If you notice, you've been doing these bounties. I said, yeah, but how much experience is in them? I don't know. It just says XP. Can't you see that? Yeah, but okay. All right. I guess you're right. Rasputin was just, and I was like, all right, thank you for that. That was actually very insightful. That actually answered a question I had in the back of my head. You know, is actually the answer I was leaning towards, but. Always nice to be validated by a fellow critical drinker and thinker. I just can't, dear. Sometimes I think I can with Bungie, and I just get reminded that I don't think you can as much as you. I don't think you can as much as you think you can, sir. You know, I believe in you, but I don't know. So we're gonna find some interesting threads to embark upon. Okay, we have reckonings to reckon, maybe a forge or 2 to look at.
I mean, I definitely gotta do the reckoning.
You know, we're gonna make some good fun out of it. There's no doubt in my mind that we can absolutely do the thing. Or at least one of the things. But my goal is to help you get. Oh yeah, crap! We didn't get my Leviathan's Breath. But yeah, I want to help you do some exotic quests and get you pyramid ready.
Okay.
Hopefully we can get you your last word. Maybe a thorn. Dear, if you want one of those iron, you are sleeping on those black armory weapons. The Norse Hadouken's, okay? Or poison arrows like Hawkeye. Okay? Or a rocket launcher that holds 3 rockets. All 3 of these things can be found.
That's very cool.
9940 in the tower. Because apparently exotic quests don't matter anymore. It's like, I'm actually happy I got Le Monarch when it was a random forge drop. Because I think now you have to forge like 10 bows in order. That's like one of the steps of the quest. It's like, alright, well. Good luck, community. I mean, that may just be better. I mean, I think, what is it? It's a literal you had to be there moment, you know? Do you remember the video I took when I unlocked Le Monarch? Do you remember what I did?
Are you ready?
No, what'd you do?
It was in the Izyanami Forge. We were fighting, forging out, fighting this thing. And we were about to run out of time. Right when we were about to run out of time, I did a thunder crash right into the boss. It was a Hydra, so it was floating like really far away. I did thunder crash into it and then hit it in the face with a grenade and killed it in midair. As I was falling to my death, Le Monarch dropped.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Like right after a thunder crash, I went boom and hit it, knowing it was going to be a suicide move. Boom, hit it in the face, threw a grenade at it. That actually killed it. And before I died, Le Monarch went bling. I said, oh, hey. So that's how you get Le Monarch.
A prepared soldier is
Thunder Crash a
Very
boss
cool.
with 2 seconds left on the timer. Why didn't I think of that first?
a prepared soldier is a victorious soldier.
Yeah, I'm looking at you. Looking at you through the internet. Mm. You're
Through the
responsible
internet.
for this.
Stay sharp.
Yo, Zavala, where's the Almighty? You gotta let a brother know. Like, is it coming from this direction?
Where
Like where
is
these
the
contrails are?
Almighty?
I have a feeling it's gotta be right here, right? Because wasn't this the destroyed portion of the tower? So it's gotta be coming from this direction, right? Like where I'm standing?
Like around here somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah,
gotta
exactly.
be coming from somewhere around here. Like I'm looking up here, but again, like the traveler's in the way, and I don't know if it's coming from the direction of, maybe it's coming from the direction of the old tower? You know, because what? That's the moon, right? Wait. Ah, fuck. It's too bright out. Alright, well, normally, directly to the left of the traveler is the moon. Or at least that's where I can see the moon. Don't ask me where this place
Right.
is on a map, because I have no idea what coast we're on, but it's got to be this direction. It's got to be to the left of the tower. It has to be. Otherwise, I don't know. It's gonna land on top of us. Like
Yeah,
a
I
hammer
think
of
you're
dawn.
right.
And can somebody clean up this mess? Like, there's just traveler bits, there's dandruff all over it. It's so unsightly. In Destiny 1, you looked so kempt. You didn't think you have to dress up for Guardians? I mean, look at it. Dandruff.
Well, I think it's damaged, isn't it?
Yeah, its moral compass is damaged. What? Oh, let them die. Oh, it's taking the light? Oh, there you go. Have it. You can have it. Oh, wait, what? It's taking the light?
Yeah, it's...
Oh, wait, hold on. Yawn.
I
And
mean,
then it went back to sleep.
isn't
Literally
it weird how that happened? That actually
What, that
doesn't
the
make any
traveler
sense
yawned?
if you think about it too much. No, that anybody was even able to take the traveler. The traveler has a consciousness, as far as we know.
All realized what everybody else realized was that for all of the bluster and all of the horse shit that the speaker talks, and that everybody talks about the traveler, the thing is just sitting there not moving. I mean, at some point,
Yeah.
I would have expected an enterprising villain to go, okay, so since it's not doing anything, and we have seen these Guardians live, you know, for a couple of centuries now, right? They have been fighting, setting up and overthrowing hierarchies, dividing and uniting humanity, fighting off demons. Like, they have been doing things for quite some time. And no matter how severe the threat to the universe, the traveler just sits there. So I would have said, alright, how about we take that thing? It's clearly not doing anything. I mean, if it wasn't going to do anything during the Battle of Six Fronts,
Fantastic things.
I mean,
I tend to believe him.
Fallen.
Yeah.
We're about to take out its, you know, its home.
Looking for something
What if Fallen were living under the Traveler? And the Traveler didn't do anything. That's, by the way, what makes our Light versus Darkness Guardians argument so compelling as well. Because I remember some of my stance had to do with the relative inaction of the Traveler when we needed it most. Which is a stance I definitely could see some players taking, like, you know, like kind of how like the King in Lord of the Rings, like, where was Gondor? When, you know, so somebody out there is like, where was the Traveler when our light was taken from us? Where was the Traveler when Osiris got lost in time? Where was the Traveler when the speaker got off-screen checked into a retcon? You know, the Traveler has got a lot to answer for, because, you know, kind of like Force Ghost having been able to use lightning and stuff like that this whole time. Now we have some explaining to do, because why didn't you guys do that before? Yoda could blow up the sacred Jedi text. You know, we could have used some of that landfall you know, could have prevented Qui-Gon's death. You know, if y'all were just calling down force lightning, interacting with your environment, like touching lightsabers as a force ghost.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying, where were you?
Checking right away.
Where were you when Han Solo died? Like, Anakin, why didn't you pop up on the bridge and be like, Ben, no, and force push him off the bridge?
Alright, dear. Let us wrap up for tonight.
I'm glad that had no response.
For tonight.
Don't know where my uncle finds
We gonna
it.
dodge it. We gonna leave it alone.
I-
He
It's
drove
okay.
the Red Legion out. We'll do the same to whomever comes
It's
next.
okay. It's okay. The only point I was making was that, you know, retcons and story additions raise all sorts of interesting questions that people are not prepared to answer. I.e., if the Traveler can just wake up and assert its dominance to take someone like Gaul out, it's just very auspiciously sleeping through other cataclysmic events
Not
like a giant ship
everything
about to plummet
Fenchurch
into us
sends
at
is
high
safe
speed.
to sell.
Or Doritos. Or
Yeah.
Doritos coming for that $5 you owe it. Alright? You can't run anymore. You can't run any longer. You're stuck here. And now
No
they're
harm.
coming for that $5. And you just keep saying, oh, it's just $5. But you should have paid them back. Because now you're stuck here and you still broke. Why do we have to get caught up in your feud?
Fenchurch, there's a lot
That
of
all will be answered soon enough, I
Yeah.
sure. And hopefully this
It will
broken
be.
husk can we gorilla glue this thing? Like, there's literally pieces of it. Do you want to know what happens if you breathe that in? I don't.
Well, it seems we've all been breathing it in for quite a while now.
I don't know
so-
about you, but I wear my helmet in the tower, okay? I saw Prometheus. Unlike the rest of y'all, helmet off in the social spaces, people, okay? I'm trying to get COVID-19 out here. Get the coronavirus. You know. But alright, for our guardians at home and in school, can you please share with them the safety procedures at avoiding COVID-19 while you close us out tonight?
What's
That would be,
COVID-19?
you know, when you go into the tower without your face mask on and you catch the coronavirus.
Okay, well, I don't know that we
I
have
think
a
you get that from
coronavirus
inhaling traveler
in the
microbes.
tower. Not so sure about that, so there are unproven
Okay.
claims. Okay,
I mean, Guardians.
okay. But, for those of us that want to keep up to date on what we're doing over here, you can find us on the YouTubes,
Operation
Twitters.
Disinfectant.
on the Facebooks,
Operation Purell.
on the Instagrams, and also on InfernoPenguins.com.
Did you say Infernal
Hello?
Penguins? Dot.
Yes. .com.
Number
Yes, .com.
.com for all and any Infernal Penguin related needs. Also memes.
Yep. Also memes. If you're
We're veering
those.
into copyright claim territory, but you know, I'm trying to keep these samples short. So.
What are you looking for?
All right. So then, join me up here. You're already headed up here. With that having been said,
Mhm.
look at that ball. That having been said, we are going to pour one out for our homies. All right. Pow.
Oh
Hey.
God, you got it.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
The Traveler is seriously wounded, but the soul still burns.
Oh jeez.
I just wanted to say that before we left. This just keeps going, you know. And
Transcending history in the world.
yep.
Yeah,
See.
okay.
See. You're into this. You're into it. But yeah, I liked it. You know, you can even put it out. Look at that. Just you can light it, and then doop, and then that's what you get. And then, I don't know, there was this thing too, but you know. Yeah. Hey. That first move is very questionable to me. I feel like a 1930s prude looking at that like, what is he doing? Is that okay for kids to be doing? Look at that first move. What is that? A lot of hip action going on there. I'm not sure, you know.
It's an interesting move
It's called
indeed.
Hip to the Hop or something like that. I don't know. It came with the Guardian games.
Hip to
Yeah,
the
it's something kooky. You know I can't resist an emote no matter what. So, since the hunter gets all the fun ones. But yeah. Observe my feet work while we say good night, everybody, and lavate.
Lávate las manos.
Las piernas. Nalgas.
What? No.
What? Don't wash your feet? Why not? What if you
mean,
get
you
coronavirus
could, but
on
it's
your
not as important.
feet? You know how
I
many
don't
people have
know.
feet fetishes?
Do you
You'd be able
ever
to spread it that way.
put your foot
I
on
mean,
your
foot
face?
fetishes do. I've never understood some people's obsession with feet, but
All right.
I mean that's a thing, right? You get feet rona.
Well, all right. If you've got a foot fetish, then you should
That's called the
also wash your
coronavirus.
feet, I suppose.
What?
All right. Good night, everybody.
You know, some women just want to watch the world be single, ladies. I swear. They can't be danced, emoted, or watched impatiently. Why don't you come over here like Nicki Minaj in the Anaconda video and like break the internet? Come on, I got the chair. I got the relaxed stance. Come on, bring that donk over here. And officially, Destiny is rated M. Good night, everybody. #Beehive.